Greetings, everyone. This is Mikailov from Team Retrogue, and you're listening to a show that's about to get me canceled. Sorry, everyone. They made me do it.
Mick, you had a question?
All right, Jeff, we're going to put this on the table right now. What's your favorite racial slur?
Cunt.
Listeners, this was a lot more
Racial
fun
slur.
when he was shocked by it.
Oh, don't worry, I got that recorded. When he deflects, no, we haven't synced up yet.
I don't have a favorite racial slur, but I do have a word lately that I've been hearing a lot from like some dude who keeps showing up in my shorts. Some like white guy who is a Jamaican rapper. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Anyway,
He shows up in your shorts? That's creepy, man.
It is very creepy, right? And
I would start wearing pants.
He randomly says the word "bombaclot" a lot, and I have no idea what it means, but I like the way it flows. Bombaclot.
Man, first time I ever heard that was you played Grand Theft Auto 4, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but yeah.
Jacob, the Jamaican.
Oh, he does say that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The bombaclot. And I think it just means like bullshit or something like that. I don't know. It might be booty, but I don't know. But it's a fun word.
Well,
hopefully,
I only really needed Jeff to answer.
Well, Dalton, I know that you love reading Wikipedia articles at length, so I went ahead and dropped the Wikipedia list of ethnic slurs into the chat.
Oh, all right. I'll take that.
I'm not gonna pick one, but
So, Dane, I also have a question for you.
Yeah.
So actually, it's not more of a question. It's more of a challenge. I'm going to say a line, and then you need to respond with the next line. And the loser is the one who can't remember the next line.
Oh, I already know where this is going.
Are you ready?
Theoretically.
As I walk through the valley where I harvest my grain,
I take a look at my wife and realize she's very plain.
but that's just perfect for an Amish like me.
You know, I shun fancy things like electricity.
At 4:30 in the morning, I'm milking cows,
Jebediah feeds the chickens, and Jacob plows full.
and I've been milking and plowing so long that...
Even Ezekiel thinks that my mind is gone. I'm a man of the land. I'm into discipline. I got a Bible in my hand and a beard on my chin.
But if you finish all of my chores and you finish thine, then tonight we're going to party like it's...
not. All right, fuck. All right, I fucked it up.
Oh! I don't remember the year either.
Spending most our lives living in an
I think it's
Amish
16.99.
paradise.
16.99. There it is. We did
Churn
pretty
butter
good.
once or twice, living in an Amish paradise. This gonna get copyright, cause we're singing Amish paradise.
Oh no, Weird Al don't give a shit.
He did his last concert night, and it was up here in Connecticut.
But Weird Al don't give a shite, cause we're in an Amish
No wonder I had no idea what you guys were talking about.
No, if you want to get Jeff, you got to be like, no, the workshop was gone now. He decided to bomb it. Everywhere you'll find pieces of Cupid and Calm.
Now
the same fucking
what I
album.
need you to hear. That's what I need to hear you do a vocal cover of. The
Some
Night
Weird
Santa
Al?
Went Crazy. Yes. That's my next request for you.
Okay. Remind me after we're not recording, or send it to me in a DM and I'll remember.
I'll totally DM you that.
Or don't download this song. That's another good one.
Don't download this song.
I like the Yoda one, eBay.
Weird Al's got some bangers, dude.
He
He really
have some
does. Like,
bangers. Oh,
he's the man.
and Pokemon.
I don't know if I've heard that.
I haven't heard
I
that
love
one.
Pokemon. Pokemon is my favorite of his Pokemon.
Is it a medley
but
or is it
speaking-
just Pokemon?
He lists off all the Pokemon. It's like the Poke Rap, but it's polka.
I'm going to bring this full circle. Do you guys remember, speaking of racial slurs, when LimeWire used to promote songs and say that it was Weird Al, but it was absolutely not Weird Al, and it would be some like really racist shit? Anybody else ever stumble on that?
I never had LimeWire.
No, I had LimeWire. I remember the days of LimeWire where they started banning all musical artists. Like if the title of the file you were sharing had a musical artist, they wouldn't allow it. So people just started misspelling the name musical artist in the title of the, and you were still able to get.
I think by that point I had moved on to FrostWire.
I was a
might have moved
Kazaa
on
boy.
to Kazaa by then.
Kazaa. I remember that.
I was Napster.
Oh, I remember OG Napster. I was real young, but my friend's mom used to get her Eminem songs off of Napster. That's how she would talk about it.
I was in college. I've been old
Nice.
fuck.
I didn't use any of that because I never had good internet.
I had college internet. My internet at home, no way, no how. My dad wouldn't pay for anything above dial-up. But college internet, yeah, that was the shit back then. DSL.
I didn't go to college.
Speaking of dial-up, dude, there was a time where money was real tight around here when Dad lost his music store, and we couldn't afford internet for a while. And I found a stash of those AOL discs that had free minutes on them. And I mean a fucking stash of them, and they still worked. So I was still able to have some dial-up internet to talk to my ladies. Like,
On
I could not
AIM.
believe that still worked. Log
Did
in,
you
wait
just spell
5
it
minutes
out?
for my email.
Hold on. Mick, did you just spell out AIM?
Yeah.
That's because he used YAHOO Messenger.
I did. And ICU.
Damn.
Dude, but some of the first conversations I ever had with Willie were on, and I think he still has them saved somewhere.
That
Now,
sounds like
that
something
wouldn't
he'd do.
surprise me.
How much blackmail material? Is your favorite racial slur in there,
No
Mick?
but yeah, oh, absolutely. He's got it saved.
Well, speaking of Mikailov's favorite racial slur, welcome to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. I'm your host, Mr. L. Dane Puzzles Esquire, Mr. Puzzles for short, Dane for shorter, and with me today, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Steam Machine Dalton.
Whoop. Hello.
He slices, eat asses. He has huge nuts, Mr. Grumpy Jeff. And, yeah, from Team Retrogue, we got Mikailov.
Welcome to my last appearance on the internet, because I'm about to be canceled.
No one listens to
I
us.
mean-
You're safe.
You guys are brave. He did single-handedly kill Yabspot.
I did.
Yeah, Yabspod survived my appearance.
The last Yabspot I was on was one that I was on, and I left it early.
And it was also episode 69. So, like, I feel like that was the most
Nice.
fitting episode. If that show was going to die, it died on the right episode.
Hell yes.
I feel
Well,
obligated to bring that show.
The only other option was to go to episode 420.
Which I might have pulled all my hair out by the time we got there.
Yes.
Fair.
Pubes included. Starting with the pubes.
Yeah. Pull them from there. They come through my head, out my pubic. They're really long. They just run through my body. My body's actually just like a connected network of hair. I'm what you call an SCP.
If that's not a SCP.
It does, right? Now, it's the same thought I just had. I was like, oh, wait a minute. You know what? Trademark media dump. Let's make that happen.
Someone please get the image of Dalton's out of my head.
They jerk my dick
It'd be
for
a
me.
very good backrooms monster.
This thing just running at you with giant tentacles coming from its crotch. I mean, I've seen anime like that.
Like just a bouquet of dicks with eyes on the end.
Bouquet of dicks.
No, Step Dalton.
Jesus Christ. This is what happens when you just mention the Yabspod. When you just mention that show.
Jeff
almighty.
is just in complete shock and horror. He had no idea that I had this side to me.
Only
Dalton
this.
knows.
But if you wanted the true Yabspot experience, though, one of you would have to spend the next 45 minutes purposely trying to absolutely piss me off. And then that would be the whole Yabspot experience.
I can do it. Dalton, it's not called a Yeti snowball. It's called a Yeti blackout.
I mean, I know it is a snowball. It looks like a snowball. It's little and white.
It's a blackout, dude. We're not doing this again. Nobody even knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. No.
This working it for you, Dalton?
I mean, I think that your noise cancellation is working incredibly well if you're pulling up something on your phone.
Oh no, I'm
I
just
ain't
trying to
hear
play on my
shit.
phone to piss you off.
Oh, gotcha. Oh my God. Yeah, let's not go there.
See, I was trying to poke the bear subtly without spelling it out for the listeners. Sorry, viewers. My bad, Jeff.
The viewers,
I mean,
they viewed this
you
with
guys-
their ears.
You guys totally could.
We could, but that requires effort. And everyone knows that I'm not going to do any effort.
That's
I
fair.
barely have enough effort to sit at my computer and do this for a couple hours.
As many times as I've mindlessly sat here during a podcast doing this.
I mean, it's the only thing that gets me going every 2 weeks.
It
I
should
didn't
be
know
on
you
Twitch.
worked for Comcast.
You lost me.
Ooh.
South Park joke.
Oh.
Oh, I haven't watched South Park in 20 years.
Oh, okay. So let me quickly just explain it then, because I got that. So there's an episode of South Park where they call the Comcast people and they're like, "Hey, something's going wrong," and they're just like, "Oh," and they start rubbing their nipples and they're like, "Oh, is that right? Is there something going wrong? Oh, why don't you try to go to another company? Oh, yeah, there is no other company that you can go. Oh, we're so." They just rub
And then it
caressing
turns
their
out that
nipples.
their shirts actually had like Velcroed, like the like button or the Velcro parts of a onesie that opens up the butt.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had that on their nipples, and they just like opened it up, and like they still had their shirt on, but their nipples were out, and they were.
And they would tweak their nipples and be like, "Oh, we're so sorry, we can't help you." It was kind of like when they did the BP oil spill, and they did the thing where it was like, "We're sorry," and the guy like
It was
laying there
kinda like
seductive,
that.
"Sorry."
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
See, my entire knowledge of South Park from the last 20 years has been clips on the internet.
Dudes, I'm not going to get into the whole politics of it, but they went fucking ham on the current state of affairs in the America, let's say, recently.
Oh yeah, they did.
And-
It's all over social media.
Someone at like a Comic-Con or something, they were doing a thing the next day, and someone asked them a question, and they were like, "What? How do you feel about all the backlash that you're getting from the episode from the president and the sitting and all that?" And Matt Parker just goes, "We're terribly sorry," and that's it. He's just- It was just so
So
fun.
apparently, I haven't watched the episode. I've only seen the clips that have shown up on social media. But my friend Jeremy did watch the episode. Different Jeremy. And he said that the episode started with Cartman making an Alexa command, and it triggered his and started playing like heavy metal.
Amazing.
So imagine how many more people in the country that happened to.
One thing I love about that show is when something happens to the town South Park, it becomes a whole thing where they're just talking about the show. Like when Randy decided to go and start Tegrity Farms, and they did the whole season about him having the weed farm. And he's writing out, he's like, "You know what, man? I don't need South Park. We don't need South Park anymore. Fuck South Park." And Tally's like, "Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't think I'd say fuck South Park. I mean, it's South Park's done a lot of good for us over the years." No, man, fuck that. They're just talking shit as they're going, and now the president in the show is trying to sue the town of South Park, and I think it was Jesus goes to Randy and goes, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" He goes, "Do you want him to sue South Park? You see what he did to Colbert, right? Do you want to end up like that?"
Oh,
All this shit, like, I just,
Damn,
my whole thing is,
they're-
I just can't believe they went there. They haven't done this style where they went hard in a long time, and it was just like, all right, it's good to see them back to some form.
I was gonna
know?
say their final form. They went SSJ.
I mean, they slapped on a $1.5 billion contract, and less than 24 hours later pushed that episode.
Yeah, they waited till they got the money.
Yeah, because now even if they take the show off the air, like whatever, who cares? They got the money.
What you
still
gonna
have to
do?
buy
Waste
it
that
out.
money? Fuckers
And they'll
got the
still
bag.
put the episodes out somewhere. Like even if they have to do it on YouTube, they'll still get the freaking view.
If they still own the
Yeah.
IP.
I think they do.
I've never looked into that.
Yeah, I want to say that Matt and Trey own South Park, but I could be wrong on that.
If they still own the IP, they've got a killer fuck.
Yeah, that's for sure. Can I, real quick, before we get into the majority of the things that we're here to talk about, because I have not been on microphone since either of these happened, can I say, rest in peace to the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne.
Hell to the blizzard.
May his music live forever. I shall bark at the moon for him, always. And rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, the character. What he did for wrestling is undeniable, and he literally did it like 2 or 3 different fucking times. So like he is undeniable in what he did for professional wrestling. That being said, rest in piss, Terry Bollea. Because you were kind of a dick. But your character that you played, bar none, one of the greatest of all time.
Well, I think after a certain point, you can't really separate the character from him anymore because he was living the bullshit that he was saying unless he was on the stand.
Yeah, and it makes it real hard. Fucking Terry Hulk Hogan has an 11-inch penis. Terry Bollea does not have an 11-inch penis.
I mean, we could ask Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
I mean, can't we watch that video? Is that still floating around on the internet?
It might be. Actually.
You want to watch it? You want to watch a dead guy fuck someone's wife?
Well, it wasn't dead at the time.
Then.
It was Hogan, not the Undertaker. Wasn't the dead man. All right, let's not slander. Jeff
Dude,
has
when
checked
Undertaker-
all the fuck away.
When
Yes,
Undertaker
check that.
started doing Cameo, and you know, cameos are public. People can take cameos and put them online. There is a clip of Undertaker saying, "All elite Scooby Doo." It's one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever heard. Oh man.
Well, Jeff, we haven't heard anything out of you in a bit. What have you been up to this week?
Wrestling.
Because you guys are talking wrestling and South Park, and I don't care about either.
I'm trying to rescue you. I don't give a shit about South Park either. I pretend
Bring
it's
up-
called an audio podcast.
Bring up
Okay.
racial slurs, and he's just all words.
Okay.
He's got to play with his pussy.
It wouldn't be an episode if one of my cats wasn't on my desk.
Yeah, I shut Lilith out, or she would join in on the conversation.
Yeah,
Well,
I had to
don't-
shoot the cat and the kid.
I don't have that option.
Yeah, that's fair.
No. Okay. No more.
So what have you been up to this week, Jeff?
Well, this past weekend it was my wife's birthday, so we went out to Texas Roadhouse to celebrate.
Yeehaw.
Went there twice in my life, and that place is amazing. Showed a picture on Facebook. Wow, on Discord of what I ate. It was a delicious steak, grilled shrimp. Fabulous.
Yeah, those places. I'm glad you have a good one because like those places are very reliant on who works there. Because like, I'll use Applebee's for an example in Gainesville. There's one Applebee's in Gainesville that's really good, and there's one that is dog shit. And it's like, so I'm glad that you got a good restaurant because there ain't nothing like going to a nice little steak place and getting some steak. Like, it's good, man.
Well, no, that's how it was at the Chili's.
Yeah.
The last time I went there, literally my wife and I, we were the only people. And it took them 15 minutes just to bring our lemonades. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Dude, they had to grow the tree.
That's
It was terrible lemonade.
That's my opinion of Outback. I will never go back to Outback. Fuck that.
That's how it is in Gainesville. There's literally a Chili's, and then 1 block away is an Outback, and that Outback is absolutely awful, and that Chili's is fucking delicious.
No, we won the
the
lottery.
last
We've
time-
got a decent Outback.
The last time I went to Outback, Kyle was 2, and it took them, I should you, an hour and a half to get. He was hungry, was tired. When he finished eating, I got up and left and went home and put him to bed, and then DoorDash because I never got my food.
Wow, that's brutal.
I wonder how they stay in business.
Bloomin'
Cucks.
It's
onions.
the bloomin' onion. Yep.
Yeah,
Dane.
that bloomin' onion is good, dude.
And Roadhouse have their own version.
I used to like Applebee's had like an apple thing you could get, or excuse an apple thing, an onion ring type thing, but they were onion petals, and they came in
Remember
a
those two?
like a really good dipping sauce. Good
Oh,
shit, pal.
Get kicked out of an app.
Do we want to get kicked out of an Applebee's?
I've tried. You can't get kicked out.
Ricky Bobby and his dad could do it.
Oh, Ricky Bobby. All I remember about that movie is Shake and Bake, baby, Shake and Bake, and
Shake and Bake.
Mountain Dew and a Mountain Lion.
And want to go fast.
I want to go fast, yep. You ain't first, you're last.
You ain't first, you're last.
And John C.
Skrillex.
Reilly isn't funny.
I think he's funny in Step Brothers, but
I don't think
I didn't think Talladega Nights was that funny.
I don't think
Step
Will
Brothers
Ferrell's
isn't funny.
I thought we were friends, Dalton.
I don't care if I'm the only one that likes Step Brothers. You all can go fuck yourself.
I've never seen Step Brothers.
I've never seen Step Brothers. Heck, I've never seen
Oh,
Jurassic
well, then
Park
fu-
until
then fuck
this
you, Jeff.
weekend, so
Well, we have to change things because you seem to be very uncultured.
not anymore.
You
Well,
uncultured swine.
Have you seen Jaws?
Mikailov, do you know what kind of pants that Jaws wears?
Just
Denim,
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 denim, denim,
denim,
denim, denim,
denim,
I-
denim.
Levi!
We just saw the dad joke.
I wish this was a video podcast. Nick died inside.
and Dane's gonna forget to truncate silence, so you're all gonna feel it.
I can feel it in my bones.
I can remember
We
this.
we like
Timestamp 32 minutes. I will go in and make sure to leave it just here. I will edit for a change.
If you use Audacity, if you truncate silence and you want to add silence somewhere, click generate and scroll down. There's a button for silence. That's how I add space for the music in the episode. Oh, you do that too, so you probably already knew that. What the fuck am I talking about?
No, I just cut and drag.
Ah, okay.
Like
That's
real
probably
life.
just as easy. Got to cut the drag, man.
All right,
Life's
fun story
garden,
about
dig it.
me and drag when I was in high school. True story. For my theater arts class, I had to, for some reason, I was out one day, so my part got written for me, and I got stuck into a group that I had no say-so whatsoever. And these bitches, they wrote a part for me that we had to film. My character's name was Ricardo Simone, so I was playing, and the other one was a hooker. So I was playing two parts in this bit. So we filmed it in a park. In one bit, I'm having to act super flamboyant and be, exercise instructor a la Richard Simmons. But the other part, I was in a pink tube top and mini skirt. White as the driven snow, I don't see sun. And back then I had big ass hair that was, if you cut it, it like stretched it out. I had about 8 inches worth of hair, but it never touched my
I know how
shoulders.
that
It
goes.
just went out. So after we do
I feel
all
your
this,
pain.
I've got changed out of the tube top and the mini skirt, and the cops roll up. And this old black dude walks up, gets the cops just as soon as they come out. I'm the one that called you. There's a crazy cracker over there dressing like a hooker. He's going to touch the children. And I got the fuck out of there. I don't know what happened after that.
Fucking amazing, dude.
Consequently, when Dane was in high school, he didn't realize he was pregnant until this.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck knew? I never saw him coming. I didn't know.
That just reminds me of the black guy in our town who would sometimes get off his medicine and just yell random things. And he was driving by us one day. So I always looks laughing. He goes, "Crazy ass explode full of white people," and I fucking died, dude. I don't know if that cut out or not, but I fucking died because he's just driving by, and me and Dustin are just sitting there, coming home from school, probably smoking a blunt or something. And this dude just leans over towards his passenger window as he's driving by. "Crazy ass explorer full of white people." And I just still to this day can't quite process that, boys. Like, this is one of those, me and Dustin looked at each other, we're like, what the fuck just happened? Did he really just, what the fuck was that?
Dude, the first time
To this day.
first time I worked mornings at Walmart, get up for the ass crack of dawn. I'm running on coffee. I'm not even awake yet. Walk into the building. I see this dude that I knew who had moved to third shift, and this other guy didn't. The other guy, black fella, I look at him like, "Morning, how's it going?" And he just, "Morning," and drops a hard R on me and keeps going. And the dude that was walking behind him that I knew who had used to work day shift, I was like, "Did he just call me?" "Yeah, he called you." And then that dude, super white, drops the hard R. I'm like, what the fuck have I walked into? But I ended up calling him Black Gilligan and the Ginger Skipper. Yeah, if you've seen the two, it makes perfect.
Dude, I hate being in situations like that. I think that's more common in the South than anything. Like, I was in the process of taking my pants off this time, hanging out with a girl, and she just starts going off about black people, and I'm like,
And my stiffy's gone.
Could you just turn around and bend over? Sweet. Like, it's like, did I do it? Yes, I did, because I was a horny 18-year-old. But at the same time, do I condone what she said? No, and that's why I shut her up with my penis in her mouth, and I'm sticking by it.
And she was sticky after it.
I'm trying
God,
to
I
make
hope
Jeff
nobody listens to
uncomfortable.
this.
Oh,
Was
this
like
might be the
tonight.
first time I ever use our socials. What do you think, Jeff?
Oh yeah, did you got to tag Team Retrogue on YouTube? And
God,
when the
please
video
don't.
posts to YouTube, you can actually at his channel, and it will tag his channel.
Please don't.
Yes, do it.
Nobody needs to hear this.
When you record the intro, just about, "Mom, I'm sorry they made me do it."
I was threatened from hundreds of miles away.
Well,
They held me at gunpoint.
Jeff's balls
And
can
by
reach a
gunpoint,
pretty far direct distance.
they were standing around me with their penises out, and they were aimed at me, and one of them had really big balls. It looked like a cannon. I didn't know what to do.
He kind of looked like a duck. He kept asking me if I had any grapes.
Quack.
He put it right next to my face, and he said, "Quack, quack, motherfucker."
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. The best stinger Steam Machine has ever had. Ever. Howard the Duck.
You're welcome.
I still remember the stinger you did for me where you changed the Mikailov.
Yeah, because you said it totally wrong, and it tickled me pink for some fucking reason, so I changed it. There's a lot of shit in the Discord that just randomly changes, and I don't tell anybody because it just happens, and it makes me laugh.
And it's still there. And I still chuckle every time I see it. And I still remember myself saying, God damn it, Dalton.
When I was making my list, I thought of Jeff because I put Howard the Duck on it. And I just, in my head, as I wrote it down, I heard Jeff in my head, Howard the Duck. For the rest of my life, when I hear Howard the Duck, I will hear Jeff in my head singing
We've
that.
all been friends for weeks.
So, Mikailov, how was your week?
We're talking about last week. We're on a Monday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy to announce that I'm...
Yay!
No. What did I do this?
You sure you're
what did I do
concussion
last week?
free?
Yes. Because I just have regular brain. So, I made some mid... And when I say they're mid, just because...
They looked good.
If he did it, they were tasty. They're too much fat, just like me.
Well, that's the cut of the steak. What kind of steak was it?
I want to say it was couldn't have been a sirloin cut because sirloin cuts don't have fat on them.
It's just some of them can definitely be a little tougher than others.
I was thinking of getting a thinner. I didn't want it to.
Now, Dane, you may already know this because you actually went to culinary school, but I learned a cooking trick from an anime that if you have and I think the anime is called Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma. If you've never heard of it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, they make food so good people's clothes explode off. But they teach you recipes in the show. And one of them was if you have a tough cut of meat, you can slice a grid into it and finally chop an onion and rub the onion into the grids and let it rest for like 30 minutes to an hour.
Loosens it up.
And the onions will eat away at some of the proteins in it and it'll soften the meat up a little bit and then you can cook it and it'll be tender or more tender than it would be had you not.
You can do the same thing with pineapple juice.
Yeah, I bet so. I was explaining to my mom last night. I was like, you want to know that? You know that feeling when you're eating pineapple? You know it's pineapple eating you back, right? I was like, that shit's so acidic. Because she was like, she was like, do you want to try a piece of pineapple? And Lilith smelled it and was like, nope.
No,
Pineapple is great.
My marinade was olive oil, soy sauce, and then a Montreal. Let that marinate for a few hours, put it on the grill. It was delicious. It soaked into the steak really nice. It just was a little bit... I also, instead of playing a game I really should be, I went out and bought myself Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Ooh, banana.
I love that
I
line.
got
Love that
nothing.
line.
The only question that I really have about it is how does it compare to Odyssey as far as the style of game? Is it kind of similar where it's like a free roam?
It is the same.
Okay, so it's Odyssey with Donkey Kong? That does
Yeah,
sound pretty
same.
sweet, I'm not going to lie.
Same developers, and they used a lot of the same things that they see. Apparently, the mechanic where you could pretty much punch anything in the level and break anything in the level. Apparently, they got that from one of they use the same code.
I was actually just thinking about that level because JP from Drop Frames was talking about it, and he said he came upon this dude who was fishing, and then he started smashing the ground to get to something that was underneath it, and he talked to the dude afterwards, and he was just like, well, I guess I'll go find another fishing spot. Like Donkey Kong just comes in and just destroys this fucker's peace and happiness.
Oh yeah. That I just did that part. Yeah, and that's it. That's exactly what he's. And then like when I found one of the bananas at the beginning of the game, I don't think it's a spoiler because like one of the monkeys was like, "Why would you eat someone else's banana like that?"
Donkey Kong, motherfucker. Recognize.
Best
okay.
recognized.
And I thought I was gonna get annoyed the hell by Pauline.
She's just a human, right?
Yeah.
That's all I know
Which
about her.
apparently now the internet is exploding with timeline theories because Pauline is a 13-year-old and in Mario Odyssey she was grown up and the mayor of New Donk City. And I'm just listening to the beginning of these because then as soon as they say spoiler, and I'm just thinking to myself, this isn't The Legend of Zelda or freaking Chrono Trigger. Like, it's not that serious. It's a video game. Like
Yeah, I was just thinking.
These games take place in their own bubbles. They're not timeline dependent.
They're looking way
And
too
you
far
call
into
yourself a gamer.
But I'm just going to throw this out there. What if Mario is in fact a fan of the playground and everything's canon?
it. Dun dun dun.
Because Mario was going after Donkey Kong to save Pauline, but he had a mustache, and if she was 13 when she was running with DK,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Mario diddles kids.
Nintendo canon.
Mario's a diddler. That's a whole different Batman movie. He's going after the diddler.
I chose to be out.
Yes, you did.
You volunteered.
What was I thinking?
You listened to
You
this
wanted-
show.
You wanted to get canceled.
We had an episode where the running gag of the day was rape. Just the word rape.
So speaking of which, I'll tell you another time where I had a student last year
Oh.
try to get me canceled because he tried to argue that I was anti-fur.
And,
I can't even
I am
fathom.
I mean,
think
Jeff
they're
notwithstanding.
weird. Jeff's an exception.
I'm just trying to process, how did this come up?
That's exactly where I'm at, Jeff.
I mentioned
what?
in class discussion.
You just like you started class one day, and you're just like, all right, kids, fuck furries.
No,
Today we're
no,
learning,
no. Roll that
exact-
statement.
That's exactly how it. No, it somehow came up naturally in discussion,
As it
and I
does.
believe the response I said was that community goes to a lot of conventions, and I'm not sure I understand it. And his response was, "So what? Why are you hating on furries? What's wrong with furries? Are you saying furries aren't people too?"
I mean, no, canonically, furries are animals.
I think that was my answer. and then I just continued the conversation.
It's like, wouldn't the whole thing of furries being humans to defeat the whole purpose of being a furry?
What
'Cause you
degree
kinda
of
wanna
furry
put
are we
away the human.
discussing, though? Like, are we talking Catgirl? Or are we talking
full,
Salem from Sabrina, the Teenage Witch?
No, we're talking full costume. We're
Now,
talking,
Here's the thing, though. I don't mind people who want to dress up in their costumes, and even if they want to fuck like that, that's fine. But it's the ones who take it as far as, like, I dress like a cat, so I have to shit in a litter box type thing. That's where I'm like, is a little strange.
I'm also talking about like the ones that like will wear diapers. Like they'll go to conventions wearing their suits and they will wear diapers and they will not think twice.
Is it because of
that's
the
odd.
logistics of getting out of the suit?
I think that's part of it. But there's one that I'm aware of that is way too. He has a.
All right,
I
he needs
think
to.
he's just. I think this person is just into having droopy drawers.
They
That's his
make
rap name,
a-
MC Droopy Drawers.
They make a super absorbent adult diaper specifically for NASA.
I
For
think
this
that's
shit.
exactly the one. I think it's exactly the one he wears. I think that's
Bruh.
exactly the one he wears.
That's all I have to say. Bruh.
Bro.
Oh,
Now I'm starting to see the shock just. Now I'm actually picturing it in my head.
Jeff's sitting there. You know what? Crystal's not that fucking hot. I take it back.
No, she is. I just don't understand people. It's like everything you're describing is like if you're doing it just for a costume or like stuff like that, it's perfectly fine. But it's the ones that go and like you were saying, it's like I'm a cat, therefore I got shit in the litter box, or I'm a dog, I got to drink from the toilet. It's just like get some help.
And I understand the sexual aspect of it in a way because there's a bit of mystery to it, right? If you were a furry and you're in your costume, people don't really know what you look like. They think they perceive you as your costume. You go into a room,
It's called a
let's just call it a furry orgy. Huh? A fursona. So you see everyone's fursonas, and then someone bends over and they take down their little butt flap and there's an ass for you to fuck, and there's a mystery to it, but it's still something for you to put your penis in. So, like, you're going to be into it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
So
like a
this is
mobile
what a
furry
squirrel
glory
feels
hole.
like.
You know way too much. What
I've
is
watched
your
a lot of
secret
porn.
life?
I've watched a
Dalton.
lot of porn.
A lot of furry porn. It's his favorite. Number one.
What's in that closet over there? Can we see your costume?
There actually is a costume in my closet. You just can't see it because it's behind a bunch of stuff. But it is the shirt from movies from Clerks 2. I have the uniform from the restaurant that they worked at in Clerks 2.
Please tell me it says Porch Monkey for Life on the back.
No.
Get some
No, it
fucking
doesn't.
masking tape and fix that shit right now.
If I ever took it down and wore it and I was going somewhere where they would get the joke, I would totally do that. But
Dude, I had a purple button-up shirt that I wore in college that I wrote that on the back of with the masking tape the same way Randall did. I didn't give a shit if anyone got the joke.
We were talking
Oh,
about
man.
Donkey Kong. How did we get here?
Well, you opened it with racism. I'm just bringing it back full circle.
Fair. That's fair.
oh man, yeah, I have that, and if Clerks ever comes up, I'll probably break it out and wear it. I have the visor and everything. Like I got it from the Secret Stash. Good shit, man. Yes, bitch. Amazing. Oh, and signed. Hell yeah.
Okay.
His signature
got a
means
signed-
nothing. He signs every fucking thing that you buy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I bought one of his books, like his the book that he wrote, and it's signed, but I bought it signed from his store. So it's like, yeah, he signs all kinds of shit.
See, I've
But it's
got a
still cool.
copy of his book not signed, which makes it intrinsically more valuable because he signs
Right?
everything.
Because he doesn't have a signature, it's even more rare. It's like, oh, Kevin didn't sign this. This is worth $100 more.
So, Dalton, what about your week? How was your week?
Me?
Yeah.
My week was all right, man. Did some hunting in The Hunter. Jeff, since you will be the one that's interested in this more so than these two guys, I found, and I brought this up on the Trek to Yomi episode, but that episode's a blur because it went by so goddamn fast. So I found a mythic level 8 crocodile in
All
the Australia map. That's the highest rating I've seen on an animal yet. Have you seen any? Like, because I've seen some 6s, some 5s.
And the first stage, whatever like a preserve you're in, mooses are level 8.
Hell yeah. I very rarely see them. At least in the
They're
area
the
that I
only
was in.
thing I see.
I guess I need to find a better part of the map.
Well, I guess there's obviously each map has different provinces, and each province has a more popular animal. So, like, if you stay in like the very beginning part of that map, you deal with black-tailed deer.
Mhm.
You go just west of it, it's whitetail. You go north and northeast, you get moose. So it depends.
I know. I did see a couple that time I was playing with Willie, because that's the map that we played on, and Willie chased a moose for a good 30 minutes.
Take that line
I was
out
like,
of
man, I don't think you're
context.
rifle. Huh?
Take that line
Putting
out
that in out of
context.
Yeah. I have not seen any 9s, and then each reserve apparently has like a handful of 10s, which are the legendary creatures, quote unquote, that you can find. And I'm waiting to see one of those, man, because I'm like, oh, I just want to see a deer with a massive rack. Just big old titties, you know what I'm saying?
You beat me to the joke.
just like a huge antler set, you know what I mean? Because I've gotten some really nice deer, but like I haven't gotten one that's like, damn, now that's a set of antlers, right? That's a rack. So I'm waiting for that moment. But dude, anytime you want to hop into online and play some, like I said, just let me know, because all of the reserves open up online.
I kind of feel like for multiplayer, and I kind of want to try it with you guys. I don't know that I ever play it by myself. I would love to just sit at my hangout and
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to tell Willie when he and I were playing. I think he had a few, if I had to guess, because he was not listening to me. But like, I'm like, it's all about patience. You got to move slow because it's a simulator. You will scare animals if you make too much noise. But having people to chat with makes that more tolerable. Like, I don't mind it because I'll just throw on a podcast or a documentary or something and just basically be giving most of my attention to that while I'm sitting in a tree stand or something.
Learning
Or
about
just
furries
creeping
while
around.
he's playing a hunting game.
Yeah. It's when I watch furry porn. I'm hunting
figuring out
them.
his
while,
next costume.
Yeah. See, I want a really big panda bear suit
With a huge rack.
with a huge rack.
And a large badunkadunk.
Oh, you gotta have a donk. You gotta have a donk. You can't go through life without a donk.
It's funny. I started playing that game and I was enjoying my time, but then it just got to the point. It's like I really want. There's just not much to shoot, just because I was getting impatient. So that's why I ended up starting playing Ghost Recon, which I'm loving.
Yeah. That game will test your patience because it is true. It is a true sim. Like Adam said, Adam bounced off of it because he said it is too sim for him. There's another one on Steam that I like that's a little more arcadey, but I'm so used to the controls and the way I play the hunter that going to a different hunting game is kind of weird. But it's called Way of the Hunter, and it's pretty good one as well. Other than that, in the last like 2 weeks, I've graduated 4 season characters in Black Desert Online.
I love that game.
It's pretty damn good, dude. It really is. The combat's really fun. You gave it 30 minutes, Mikailov. I don't want to hear it. You gave it 30 minutes. That's not long enough to see that game.
The only reason that I fell off of it was because I was also playing for the time, and I was just sitting there playing it, thinking, yeah, this game is another job. I already have a full-time job. It's called.
Yeah, I mean, because when it comes to MMOs, you kind of got to pick one. You know what I mean? So it's fine. You picked 14. When I ran out of money, I was like, I need to find one that's free to play, and I really like Black Desert. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
That said, I am taking a break. I'm not digging the end. And I went to go try the stuff that Dave was doing. I'm not having fun. I just kind of put it, and then I got it in my head because I'm like, well, there's nothing else to do. I might as well like up my gear. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna up my gear. Why am I gonna sit here and grind to up my gear when all I do is the regular dungeons and the regular storyline, and that doesn't require epic gear?
Bro, what took the needle out of my arm with that game is I paid for it for 2 different months at 2 different times. And for those entire months, I would log in and run around the free company house area and just chat with people and then log out. And I'm like, I'm paying $15 a month to talk to people that I could talk to in Discord.
I'm still in that free I finally got a house.
Yeah, I saw that. Congratulations. That's not an easy task to do.
That is not an easy and actually, that's what kind of drove most of me. And once I got the house and I decorated the house, I think I'm good with this for a while.
Just be sure to log in so you don't lose the house.
Well, yeah, I still sub and everything, and I'm going to do that. But, yeah, I don't know. I've got other games I need to play. I'm going to be... Oh, that's it up here. We decided to YOLO, put money on a credit card that we don't have.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that, man. Sometimes you need to get away.
What cruise did you go with? Cruise line?
We went with North. Last year, we went on my wife's family. And not only is that the McDonald's was horrible, they did not even have snacks for my... Like, what kind of cruise does not have snacks for... Even if you had to buy them. Okay, fine. There's no general store on a Carnival cruise. You go on a Norwegian, you can get food anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter the time of day. You want room service? They'll give you free room service. It's part of the package. Carnival, you have to pay extra for that. And so, like, Kyle was so hungry that we had, and we couldn't find food anywhere for him. We had to, like, room some French fries and pay extra for. And on top of that, father-in-law, we're having a little do-over.
That's what I remember from that story.
We're having a little do-over. Just my wife, my son, and my... So, while I'm there, I have when it goes to bed, my wife will probably be on the boat. I'm going to sit myself at dark and storm. I'm going to take up my Steam Deck. I'm going to have nothing there to keep my Steam Deck. I'm going to have a battery pack, a channel to worry about. I won't have work to worry about.
Sounds like a blast. Do you get motion sickness?
Yes, but I take medicine every day for it.
When I went on a cruise it was my parents' 50th, I had to have the patch behind my ear. It was a 5-day cruise, and I needed it every day. I was perfectly fine with it, but, everyone in my family is just like, man, the ship is so smooth. We were on a Royal Caribbean, it's like the ship is a 1/4 mile long. It's a big old thing. And they're all just perfectly happy and everything. I'm just like, I can feel the water traveling underneath the hull. And I could feel the boat rocking.
You felt, it depends on how, like, there are
times. We were sitting.
So you're motion sick. Because
yes.
I could take a Dramamine and I'll be fine all day. I'll just be stuck, which is, perfectly fine because I'm on a boat.
Anytime I've had to get on a plane, if I get off a plane, I have to take Dramamine. Like, I'll get motion sickness during the liftoff and the landing. Like, the difference in pressure or something, I guess, makes me nauseous as fuck.
And you managed to...
No, I didn't. Did I?
I thought you did.
Did I?
Or was it Willie who beat?
I think it might have been Willie.
I could not get more than...
Like,
my motion sickness is...
Roller coasters fucked me up these days. I got to take Dramamine before I go to a theme park.
Yeah, I just don't go on...
Roller coaster I'm fine with just because I think it's the adrenaline, the excitement. But in terms of just like, I'm just gonna... Like, the one time it hit me the worst was my brother's bachelor party. We went charter fishing. The water, Lake Michigan, was, I guess, calm as can be. And for 6 hours, I was just holding on to the side of the boat, just like, God, take me now. And the only times I was perfectly fine was when it was my turn to catch a fish, because it was a 15-minute rotation. And when it was my rotation, all of a sudden it's like, hey, Jeff, you got a bite. And I'm immediately just like, really? All right. And for 5 minutes, I was perfectly fine. As soon as I caught it, I wrestled this thing. And I was like, yes! Wow, what a beautiful fish. I'm going back to my spot. I'm going to die.
I'm going to go chum the water.
I'm going to go chum the water. And then when he was filleting the fish.
Oh, yeah, that smell permeating the air.
Well, not, it's just the whole... It wasn't even the smell. It was just me watching him just like this. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So that's how you fillet a fish. I was fascinated, so I was perfectly fine for those 2 instances. Otherwise, yes, I have bad motion sickness.
You had something to focus in on, draw all your attention.
Exactly.
But other than that, man, we watched some Wallace and Gromit in Discord the other day. That was a good time. If you have never seen the Wallace and Gromits, they are very, very dry British humor, and absolutely hilarious. I recommend The Wrong Trousers and A Matter of Loaf or Death. Those are both really good. And I've been cooking a lot of food, but I don't know. I could go on about what I've been doing, man. But
We watched.
well, yeah, I was going to bring that up when we start actually talking about that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the point.
Well, I got
But
two
Dane,
quick stories.
Before
to
we
get.
do that, yes, tell us your stories.
So, I'm going to do the one that affects me directly because it's more funny to talk about my suffering first. So, I got a question for you guys. Have any of you ever tight-roped a car on a 4x4?
Yep.
Can't say that I have.
No.
All right. Well, Mikailov, we're in the same club now. I had to do that shit last night.
So, what was the obstacle that needed you to get the what?
So, I was doing my last drop off of the night, and up in Boone, I was going up a single lane dirt road up the side of a fucking mountain, like 45 degrees. I drive an Accord. Not the best vehicle for this sort of shit, but I normally can make this shit. And as I'm making my way up, I see it's getting ready to get steeper, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm not going to make it all the way up this shit. I'm either going to have to hoof it, or they're going to have to bring their ass down here for the shit. And right when I decide, fuck this, I'm not going to be able to make it, the car goes, yeah, you're right, we're not going to make it, and I'm done now. And I slide backwards off into a ditch. And I'm like, motherfucker. Situation. And I'm going to talk with my hands so y'all get to get the visual, and people who are listening just have to figure it the fuck out. I had a big ass rock about yay wide right in front of my rear tire, about a half an inch from the frame of my car. If I move any further back, I'm bottomed out, and I cannot get it to move forward.
That sucks.
Yeah. And just as soon as I'm like, fuck, and I get out and I'm inspecting, my situation, because there's a big ass ditch that my rear wheel has entered the beginnings of, but I'm not all the way in yet. As I'm trying to figure this shit out, from in front of me, a Jeep pulls down, stops, pokes his head out, and he's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, dude, I just got stuck. He's like, yeah, I just dropped off a DoorDash up there, and was that where you were heading? I'm like, yeah, that's where I was heading. He's like, yeah, it gets way worse. I barely made it up in the Jeep. And he pulls off to the side. He's like, here, let me give you a hand. So this champ, dude's name's Christian. On the off chance that you're listening to this, dude, you fucking rock. But this dude helps me try and get traction under my front wheels where I got front wheel drive. We fight for this shit. 20 minutes, we managed to get me moved up 1.5 feet. But it's still just, I can't get any further. And I'm at a point where if I can just get enough traction to move the front of the car to the right a little bit, I will slide into someone else's driveway, which is what I was aiming for, and I'll be able to back out and pull down this mountain. And we managed to get my back wheel on top of the big ass rock in question, but couldn't get it any. And we hit the point where, all right, the only logical alternative to trying to get a tow truck up here, I'm going to have to back this thing down the mountain, but we got to get through this ditch because I can't get around the ditch anymore. So me and him come up with this crazy ass plan to fill the ditch with some decorative stones from some poor bastard yard, each weighing about 50 to 80 pounds depending on the stone. We fill the bottom of it with that, and then we find a 4x4 that someone had put over as like a kind of marking the edge of a driveway. We stole that and lined it up perfectly underneath, even with my back wheel. And then we used bigger rocks, decorative stones that we stole, wedged them around that, and we managed to build a 4x4 bridge across this ditch.
Beautiful.
And then as I slowly drove back, he guided me. A little to the left, a little right. Keep straight. All right. As I reversed across this 4x4 to get across the ditch. Never underestimate the ingenuity of two grown children playing in the dirt with rocks and sticks.
Dude, you have the greatest story.
You ought to add to the end of Mr. Puzzles. You ought to now be Mr. Puzzles MacGyver Esquire.
Yeah, it was the most MacGyver shit I've done in years.
You need to write a book.
Jake, if you subscribe to Ted.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Everybody's name's Jake.
Oh. But I get it back down, guides me through it. I back a quarter mile backwards down this fucking mountainside. He's following in front of me in case, shit goes sideways again until I finally get to the next driveway and I swing it back around in and I was able to get it the hell home. That was the Dane story. The real fun thing, and the reason I was a day late getting last week's episode published, Tuesday, the day after we recorded, Jeff, I've got 4 hours of sleep, and my mom has a very routine cardiologist. It's in Winston. It's an hour away. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drive her. I'm going to take her there so that she don't have to do the driving. They're supposed to do a CT and give her nitro to check some stuff. Where she had a scare where she thought she was having a heart attack a couple weeks back. Turned out it was nothing, but they wanted to send her to a cardiologist to be sure. So we get there. Takes them a while to get her in there. Me, my wife, and my daughter are all there with her because my wife wanted to get out of the house, and my dad was still in bed, so daughter comes with us. As my mom is coming out of the CT, her left side goes numb. She had a mini stroke. So they rush her to the emergency room at the hospital, where she sits in the waiting room for 3 hours. And then they come out and do blood work. And she waits for another 2. But they ended up keeping her overnight. 14 hours later was when me and my daughter finally left. And my wife stayed there with her all night. Because we didn't want to leave her alone, but my wife doesn't have a license. So can't keep the daughter there overnight. That's just kind of shitty. So I was de facto elected to be the one to go home, take care of the kid. But they did more CTs, EKGs, did an MRI. They confirmed no damage was done. It was a TA. It resolved. She's okay. But now she's on blood thinners and statins and all this other shit to make sure that things go good. She's supposed to follow up with her doctor. But that was a long-ass 2 days.
I meant to ask you this the other day, and I forgot. What does TIA stand for? I'm not sure I've ever heard that term.
Transchemic.
Yeah, I forget the exact thing. But essentially Google knows. But what it boils down to is it's a mini stroke.
Transient ischemic attack.
No. But it's a really little stroke that breaks itself up and goes away usually within a 24-hour period. So,
While it's happening,
normally doesn't leave lasting damage, but it's one of those things that when people who have them, unless you're like in the scan and they're looking for it when it hits, you can't prove that you're having it because you have to, But if you have all the stroke symptoms and then they go away, it's one of those things of, we're pretty sure this is what happened. But if you have a TI, it puts you in big risk for real strokes that will royally fuck you up or kill you. Like the can't walk anymore strokes. At my old church, the other deacon, his wife, had been having TIAs and then had a major stroke. And they told her she'd never walk again, probably never be able to talk again. She ended up doing both, but when she was able to talk again, she developed a British accent. Born and raised in North Carolina.
That's one of the craziest things. And that's just how the brain is.
What a better time to change your accent. You know what I mean? If you got to relearn how to talk, might as well switch it up.
Well, it wasn't even like she learned to talk again with a British accent. She just slowly on her own started talking again. But when it came back, she had a British accent. And it's happened with a bunch of people. Like there was this one woman who got hit in the head and started talking with a Chinese accent.
Maybe white people are an amalgamation and it's all just locked away in different parts of our brain. And when we suffer trauma, it unlocks it randomly. Like you get hit in the head a certain amount or something happens and it moves you back to, 1600s. We were English or French or whatever. Maybe you go back further than that. I think we all come from that area of the world where China and...
I like to think that it is some sort of karma. Like whatever accent you made fun of the most when you were young. Because, by the way, the deacon's wife who was speaking with a British accent, it's now his ex-wife. She was a cheating whore. Fuck her.
Wow. Was
Plot
that
twist.
from the stroke? Or was that before it?
She was a cheating whore before and after the stroke.
Wow.
So like after
written by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
After he
After
was
the stroke,
wiping
she
her ass
probably-
for her, she still fucked around on him. Fuck you,
After
Joy.
the stroke, she decided she needed to have more...
I mean, different strokes to rule the world, right?
Different strokes from different folks.
Well, I'm glad Mom is okay.
Same.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that's all I got. So that brings us to someone's favorite segment of the show. Ha Dalton found an error. And as we've already discussed, Dalton, since you're here in person, you want to tell us what the error was last week?
I wouldn't consider it an error. You guys just couldn't remember what the fuck you were talking about. If it's what I'm thinking of, the only thing that I can think of is that you guys were trying to remember what the things from Hellraiser were called.
No, dude, I forgot to fucking run Truncate Silence.
Oh, right. That. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so the error was I'm listening to it, and Jeff would be like, I'm going to have to think about that for a minute.
And then a minute goes by.
And then a minute would pass. And then Jeff would be like, yeah. So, and then, or Dane would say, well, you know, and then like 10 seconds would pass. And then Dane would finish his thought. And I'm driving home from the dispensary and I'm like, just ready to watch some Wallace and Gromit. And I'm listening to Dane and Jeff and I am giggling to myself because I'm like, either he left these in because they are incredibly funny, or he forgot to truncate silence. And I meant to message you about it yesterday and forgot.
Is it Andy
The
Kaufman
best
did all the
part-
song?
Yeah.
The best part was when he was talking about you just felt Jeff's shock because he left to silence it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're shocked about pregnancy, then you leave a pregnant pause. I mean, that's what that's what you got to do.
Fuck you. Now when I go back and redo this.
You have to
Because-
leave in the pregnant pause.
Yeah, I gotta go in there and leave the pregnant pause.
Do you still have the soundbite from the Stinger where I say, "God damn it, Dalton"?
I think I do. So, like, God damn it, Dalton.
Need to put that into the soundboard for the team.
Yeah, that would be a good addition. I didn't already add that. I thought I might have. Maybe guess not.
Oh, if you did, I have an perfect emote for you to go with it.
Oh, tremendous.
We have fun.
But yeah, no, man. Other than that, it was a good episode. You guys answering questions.
Finally.
Questions.
First time we've
Yeah.
answered a question in, 6 months?
I didn't get to the end of it
No,
yet.
I
Spoiler alert. Do you get to mine or did I submit the...
You submitted those after we recorded and posted. I think
Oh,
you
shoot. That means we're getting to them. Now I have to answer.
Maybe.
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 We will. All right. To quote classic Tadpog, we will answer those questions eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
If I remember to run Truncate Silence, it'll ruin that. So we are here today to talk about Jurassic Park, which before the other day, Mikailov had never seen. But before we get into that, we have our mandatory internet article blurb, which I've pulled from everyone's favorite internet movie resource, themoviedatabase.org, because IMDb is for assholes.
I guess. I'm using IMDb from a list. Do I need to use a different site?
Jurassic Park, 1993. A wealthy entrepreneur secretly creates a theme park featuring living dinosaurs drawn from prehistoric DNA. Before opening day, he invites a team of experts and his 2 eager grandchildren to experience the park and help calm anxious investors. However, the park is anything but amusing as the security systems go offline and the dinosaurs escape. So, we had a watch party where
Yeah.
all of us had the opportunity to watch the movie together, and I forgot and fell asleep half an hour into when the movie would have been playing Void Stranger instead of doing what I should, being with the boys. So, Mikailov, I gotta ask you, who hurt you that made you never watch Jurassic Park before?
My father and my brother, they went without me.
Shit.
Those bastards. Quick note. I do want to. I am going to try to start going forward doing more watch-alongs because that's been a good time the last two or three times that we do. I mean, I knew it was fun because it's always good watching wrestling with Kana because that's typically who I've been watching wrestling with. Willie pops in from now and then. But watching the movies and then watching Wallace and Gromit and stuff's been really fun. So I'm gonna try to start doing that a little more often in the Discord. But listen,
Hell yes.
it fucking baffled me that you have never seen Jurassic Park. I think I saw Jurassic Park when I was like 7.
I have baffled a lot of people, apparently, with that knowledge. It just, again, I was not invited to see it when I was...
In 93.
And, yeah, and came up again. Seen the first one, and never the other one. But then the internet happened, and all these memes started coming. And I started quoting all these memes. Guess who learned the origin of all of these memes 3 days ago?
So
You're so
you have
uncultured.
you have been bluffing unintentionally.
Nice.
So you've been
What do you mean?
unintentionally bluffing Jurassic Park references most of your life, the same way
Yes.
that Tyler bluffed like Goonies references. Tyler from Tadpog. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tyler. See, I've seen the Goonies several times over. We had that on VHS because my dad had a hot box. Remember those things? Probably don't. On this one here. It was called a descrambler box.
Oh, a hot box
And-
is something very different in my generation.
No
Not-
comment.
Not sexual. It's not sexual.
Okay. So it was either called the hot box or descrambler box, and basically, has anyone here seen the episode of The Simpsons where it steals cable?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically one of those. It's basically you plug it into your, and instead of changing channels on the TV, changing channels on the box, and it descrambles all the premium channels. My dad was a pirate before pirates were cool.
I was gonna say this reminds me of like a hacked Fire Stick these days.
Yeah, this is exactly yeah. It is the '80s equivalent of that, and so not just the fact that he had one of those, he also had a VCR, and so
Yeah.
if he was watching HBO one night and there was something coming on that he wanted to keep, well, he had a stash of blank tapes. Just popped that sucker in the VCR, pressed record, watched his movie, pressed stop when it was over. He had the movie for free.
Yeah, dude. I had so many movies growing up that were a blank VHS tape with it written on the side of
Yeah.
what it was. And I wish I could remember which tape it is, but there was one that played a movie and then it played real sex. And then it played some documentary about the bunny ranch in Nevada or Reno, wherever that shit's
Oh,
at.
so Dad fell asleep.
You won the
Yeah,
fucking
so whoever
lottery
was
with
doing that,
tape.
just let it record.
Yeah.
So we never.
So yeah, all my pirate ways, my legal ROM backups that I'm really glad that I backed up every single Nintendo game that I own. I owned every single
And that tragic fire, the Titanic.
Yeah, that tragic
Yep.
fire took every single one of them. So it's a good thing I backed him up. Yeah, no, I learned from my dad. He was the original.
See, we didn't
But he
have.
didn't teach
cable
you
out
to
here.
watch Jurassic Park.
Not left him behind for that.
I mean, eventually the Descrambler box stopped working. Got HBO for a while. Stopped paying for HBO, so I did go through the phase.
Yep.
So we couldn't get cable out here where we live out in the woods, but we did have satellite.
Yes, sir. Dish Network, baby.
Yeah, Dish Network.
Yes, sir.
And my dad worked with a guy who sold the 7 Seas, and he hooked all of us up with a modified box with a card that would give you access to all the channel.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And then whenever
They
DVR...
eventually stopped working. Yeah.
Well, the way it worked when he first set it up, they would do these special signals that would fry unofficial cards. And sometimes, like, the legal cards would get caught as a stray. But it
Okay.
was intended to fry the programmed pirate card. So he installed, like, a little circuit breaker so that whenever they popped that signal, it would trip the breaker instead of frying the card. So all you had to do was just walk over there, flip a switch on the back of it, down and back up,
And turn
to
back
reset
on.
the breaker. And then they got
Nice.
wise to that
God,
stuff.
that's clever.
And it took years, but they finally got wise to that shit. So instead of running the big signal every couple of months to fry all the pirates, they started just kind of pulsing it constantly at a lower
so-
rate.
Yeah.
So, like, every 10 minutes it was tripping that motherfucker, and we had to finally start paying for it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I remember, so it was when we had Dish Network, a friend of mine's mom got, and I don't remember who it was through, but I just remember she had a keyboard that attached to her, that was connected to her cable or satellite box, whatever it was. And she could load up this weird, like, green and black matrix looking version of the internet and check her emails and shit on the TV. And it blew my fucking mind back then. And now it's like you can check that shit on your phone while you're taking a dump. You know, it's just, it's wild how far we've come. But I remember thinking that was so cool. You can be on the internet on your TV?
Well, it's like whenever they released the Final Fantasy 11 for PS2. PS2 had a hard drive and a modem and shit.
Yep.
You could actually
I had-
install Linux on your PS using that shit.
I have
That's
a
cool. I didn't know that.
PS2 with the network card and the hard drive. I actually modded it and loaded it up with DDR games. That's
I fucking love Dance Dance Revolution.
these days I'll stop being fat and act some more.
I keep telling myself I'm going to order because, dude. So Clone Hero, right?
Yeah, I put one of your cards into it.
Yeah. You made. So they have DDR versions of that.
Oh, don't tell me this.
So like, I really want to get a pad that connects to my PC, and I think that would be a good workout for me. Because I like playing Beat Saber and stuff, but because my room is kind of small, I'm always afraid I'm going to fucking knock some shit over when I'm swinging my arms around.
That's why you should play Pistol Whip instead, because you're not doing the over-the-top swings. You're just shooting shit and unleashing your inner John Wick.
I do have Arizona Sunshine.
There has to be a day where we have to get into No Sky again because version. I think you could.
VR, yeah, you can do that in your chair.
Yeah, but that's another game that I worry about giving me.
They've done a really good job at making that smooth. They really have. Be careful with barrel rolls. Barrel rolls are what get me. But
I know I won't do it.
Oh,
I remember,
you're worse than me, so you won't be able to handle it. I
loaded
just
up.
Uh,
try it. I even have the big. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Dalton. I even want.
No,
I
you're
even
fine.
have the like big ass USB-C cable, and I just recently took out my capture card because I got an internal capture card, and in that PCIe slot hub that has I've never had USB on my build before, so now I can actually plug that sucker in direct, and I've got the big long freaking cable. I just haven't done it yet. I'm very.
I loaded up the VR version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, the new one, when I had Game Pass.
Yeah.
Super fucking cool, dude. Super cool. I put my dad in it, and my dad's reaction was, "Oh, Dalton, this is incredible." It's like looking all around because you can like actually like use the thing and like push all the little buttons and do your shit on the consoles and stuff. Like it's fucking in depth. It was really cool.
I wonder if Euro Truck is it Euro Trucks?
I mean,
American Truck.
American
I play
Truck Simulator.
I play American Truck Simulator and I play Euro Truck Simulator too.
Are those VR compatible?
I think so.
Let me go look.
Because that I think would be even though you're just driving a dang truck, you just sit there with the VR headset and just be like, change the radio.
Looks like there's no VR support for Euro Truck 2. I will say, I miss my wheel. really sad.
American Truck Simulator says yes, it has VR compatible.
Huh. Well, I think American Truck might be newer than Euro Truck 2. So either way, that would be sweet. Because sometimes I feel like when I'm driving in that game, I want to look around at different stuff. Yeah. But I don't want to lose my place in the road either. You know what I mean? Well, because I'm turning the camera and it fucks with how I'm driving. If I could just sit in the cab and then just like turn and look out the window while I'm just holding the wheel steady, which I need to get a new wheel. That was much easier. When I had the wheel, I could look and do stuff because I could hold the wheel steady and know that I'm driving straight. But doing that with the little thumbstick on the controller, just not as easy for me, apparently.
I'm in the process trying to an as budget as home arcade. So I have a sub 500 C. I know, but budget is right. But one of the things I was thinking of adding to it, I was thinking wheel, joystick controller, and then light gun. So I actually just reached out to a company to do it. I got to do a whole now.
If you get a wheel, get pedals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to
and
decide...
a little shifter. Yeah, man, I miss that fucking thing so much. Goddamn.
The problem is like I think I would have to get a wireless one.
Oh, if I got one now, I would get wireless just because I've learned. Well, Lilith doesn't really chew on things anymore, though. So
yeah, she
I don't know.
Have it, but still wireless. But yeah, that's to do. I'd love to have the.
Can I ask a question? How did we get from the Jurassic Park movie thing to VR in trucks? It doesn't matter. I was just curious.
Welcome to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump.
Piracy. That's right, Jeff. Piracy.
How did we get from I've never seen Jurassic Park to piracy?
Your dad.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the chain. Jurassic Park, my dad, piracy,
Kevin Bacon,
VR, wheels.
And scrambled porn was in there
somewhere.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Scrambled porn was in there too. You're right.
All right. So we got Mick's history, which is none. Dalton,
3 days old.
Your history with it. What's your history on Jurassic Park?
My dad loves this movie. My dad has always loved this movie. So we had it on VHS. And when I was old enough and he found it appropriate, we sat down and we watched 2 movies, Jurassic Park and The Lost World Jurassic Park. And I just remember being absolutely in love with the dinosaurs because, like, there was a big boom sometime during my childhood when, like, I don't remember the channel. It might have been History Channel or Learning Channel or TLC or something where they were doing Walking with Dinosaurs, the documentary series.
Yeah.
So I was all about dinosaurs, and then that came out, and I was like, yeah. And I had already seen, I think, Jurassic Park by that point, but I just loved that movie as a kid, man. The scene where Malcolm walks up and that is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, there are a
was
lot
probably
of
the most
lines with him.
Probably the most rewound moment as me as a child, laughing my ass off at him just saying the word shit and there being a big pile of poop there. It was the funniest thing to me as a kid.
That's the. Make sure you wash your hands.
That line of, be sure to wash your hands. You're going to wash your hands before you eat anything, right?
She's tenacious. You have no idea.
Does she come back? Does her character and that actress come back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they come back in the Lost World. Because
No.
I watched the trailer for Lost while watching Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Lost
And a
World is
very
all about
young
Malcolm.
Vince Vaughn.
Very young
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
Quick, I need to ask this. Willie and I got into a little spat because he thinks that Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3 are both dog shit. Apparently. I disagree with that. I think 2 is good, and I think 3 is serviceable. Like, 3 is a good movie. I haven't seen 3 as nearly as much as I've seen the other two.
There's a
But
reason
I remember
for that.
enjoying it. Like, I remember enjoying it, but it didn't jump out to me like the others. But I remember really liking Lost World.
Lost World was very okay, but it does have the greatest jump cut in film history.
Dude, that scene scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid. That beginning, are you talking right in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Scared the shit out of me as a kid. I don't know why, but that scene always terrified me. And then the rest of the movie was just like an action flick.
Don't talk to me about.
But it's not a jump scare. It's just a wonderful jump cut.
Yeah, you'll see, because we are going to watch that movie in the Discord at some point soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
We'll see.
I'm of the opinion that 3 is better than Lost World. Or let's put it like, I think 3 is more enjoyable than Lost World.
Jeff's
So,
just
let me-
anti-Semitic and doesn't like Malcolm's character.
So, quick question: are we going down the media dump equivalent of Yakuza MP? Are we gonna?
I will too, once we get to World, and I'm stopping. Because at that point, I just don't give a shit anymore.
We're not watching the Chris Pratt ones.
I would watch the World. I enjoyed the first Jurassic World. Like, it was
Yeah,
it's a
World's
good
not
action flick.
bad.
They lose the plot once they get to World. Like, it's no longer about I mean, it's kind of like World did a good job at kind of making it scary, and they become like Michael Bay movies after that. But
It's the plot in the original.
Yeah.
yeah, but not near. Dude, I'm telling you, the first one, the one we watched, is the most horror out of all of the Jurassic Park movies, in my opinion.
They all have their thriller scenes, because I don't really consider it really
No.
like the tense scenes, really good suspense. They all have those scenes in them, like for the full series. Me and my wife went and watched the newest Jurassic World.
Dominion or whatever.
Whatever the hell it is.
Oh my god, that movie was. But World's okay. It's essentially a remake of Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, except instead of checking the park out before it opens, it's all the same beats, but the park has been open to the public but now shit goes sideways. And in that's starting with that one, they're making genetic amalgamation dinosaurs to have monsters because people don't give a shit about real dinosaurs anymore. So it's getting a little bit meta.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Sounds
oh, well, we've
terrible.
seen regular dinosaurs,
To
and
the
then
point,
they
yeah, to the point that now with the most recent one, the weird genetic mutation that was at the end of that film looked like the monster from Field.
So we're
Yeah,
done
I
with
heard-
regular dinosaurs. Let's just make
Kaiju. They're making kaiju.
Oh,
But it's kind of like
My mistake.
a commentary on, no matter how amazing something is, once people have seen it enough times, they don't care anymore.
But back on Jurassic World, Jeff, what was your history, Jurassic? I said Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. What's your history?
I was
with
gonna say,
Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World. I'd never seen it.
There have been more
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park.
Worlds at this point than there have been Jurassic Park films.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's sad. My history with Jurassic Park, I saw when I was 6 years old. Now, I didn't see it in theaters with my dad, my brothers, but once it came out to VHS, they bought it, and they immediately it's just like, okay, we're going to have a nice family night. You know, we got home from church one Saturday night. We cook our pizza, and we're going to watch ourselves Jurassic Park. It's like, okay, here we go. And I loved it. It's a fantastic movie. I mean,
Super
obviously, we're gonna go into more depth as soon as we get out of the first impressions and history and such. But it's a great movie.
I'm almost positive that I got to see Jurassic Park in the theater. I know
That
for
would
a
be a hell of
fact.
an experience.
I'm
I
positive
saw
that I
3
saw
in
the
theaters.
second one. I'm positive I saw Lost World in the theater. I'm almost positive I saw but I know for a fact that was like as soon as the VHS came out, we didn't rent that shit. We bought it.
I do want to quickly say that when I saw Jurassic World, we managed to see it in an IMAX screening. When they were like, I don't know if movie theaters still have the IMAX screens anymore, but like I thought that was super cool. And what I would give, bro, to see that original Jurassic Park on an IMAX, like a real IMAX screen.
Did you see it when they did the 3D remake of like in 2015 or whatever it was?
Mm-mm.
I didn't.
It was surprisingly very good. You know, some movies like that, it's just like it's like it's the original movie. They just happen to throw some foreground into it, and they did that with Clash of the Titans. I think it was like the 2008 movie or whatever it was, and it's like there's a 2D and 3D version. All the 3D version was like it was 2D. They just happened to throw like a tree or a boulder in front of it to give it some foreground, and it actually screwed with my eyes. I couldn't watch it. It was terribly done. What they did with Jurassic Park was so much better.
I think Jurassic Park could benefit from like one of those 4D theaters they have now, where like the seats rumble and shit like that. They could literally just put like a big thing of water towards the screen and have a thing that rumbles. So anytime the T-Rex is approaching, it goes boo, boo, and see the ripples coming. I think that'd be cool.
That could be interesting. My daughter would hate it though. We took her to a 4D movie once at a children's museum. No, it was a regular museum, and it was all about sharks. And whenever like something would move on the screen, there would be a bunch of bubbles on the screen. They would like pump bubbles into the theater, and she liked that.
Mm-hmm.
But then every time it would be above the water and like ocean spray, it would hose us with fucking water mist.
Mm-hmm. Dude, at the Jacksonville Zoo, they have one that's about like these little animals that run through this whole thing. And there was like 2 or 3 different times that an animal looked at the camera and then just went, "Achoo!" And it just, and they would spray you with stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been to a lot of things.
It's immersive though. I'll give them that.
When we did it, there wasn't a whole lot of people in there.
I think when I was in Universal, an interactive.
Shit, I've heard about that.
You're correct, because my dad actually has like had back problems, and there's a moment during that ride where something at the base of the chair goes doo, and hits you from the like in the base of your back, and it hit my dad right in his fucking swollen disc.
Ooh. Yikes!
Yeah.
A lawsuit.
Speaking of lawsuits, Jurassic Park.
That's how this movie starts.
Oh, it does.
What a segue!
Holy crap! That was great, Dalton. It's almost like you do this for a living.
I mean, at this point, I kind of do at the moment.
A lot better than my segues. Speaking of racial slurs, welcome to Dane and Jeff.
I thought you were just going to do, speaking of racial slurs, so Jurassic Park.
Racial slurs. Let's talk about John Hammond.
Spared no expense.
I learned a fun fact when Red Shirt Cinema Club covered Jurassic Park, and I've since regaled this to all of you. I believe that was when I learned that was Richard
Attenborough.
Thank you, Attenborough, and that is the brother of David Attenborough. And I was like, oh man, that makes so much sense to me when I hear him talk now.
Spared no expense.
Except when it came to Dennis Nedry.
Oh man,
I was gonna say that's exactly the thing. Spared no expense, except for their IT department.
So I got a little mini rant on Hammond.
Yeah.
So, as is usual, I look for people who have different opinions from mine to see what they say whenever we're going to talk about a movie. So I'm like, all right, let's find out how contrary I'm actually being. I watched a video yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, where this dude went on this long rant about how Hammond is the greatest character in the movie. He was fully developed, and how all of this was a case of a man who had never gave up on his childlike wonder, who wanted his dreams to come true and was so focused on his dreams coming true that he inadvertently becomes the villain of it. And that his character development comes full circle at the end of the film when he decides, no, I have reached too far. I've flown like Icarus too far, close to the sun. My dreams will not be a reality. And that was when he finally grew up. To which I responded, the dude who made that YouTube video is full of shit and doesn't know what he's talking about. John Hammond is a con man through and through the entire film, and is extant in his backstory.
With the flea circus.
Exactly.
Flea circus.
This
movie taught me what a flea circus is.
It's an old con convincing kids. Yeah, look, Mommy, I can see this. He's talking about that shit. Yeah, he's convincing these people the flea circus is real. He's convincing these kids. They use that shit as an example of just his childlike wonder. No, he's always been part of the long con.
Go back to what this guy was ranting about. He said, like, at the end of the movie, he came full circle. He grew up. He became an adult. And my first thought was, what about Island number 2?
Well, when they made Jurassic Park, Island 2 didn't exist yet. That was something they didn't write until they needed a plot for another film.
I thought Island numbers because the dinosaur migrated.
Nah, they have in the greater lore. They have a second island, Isla Nublar, I think, and that's where
Isla Nublar is the first movie.
So
it's Isla Sorna.
My bad.
Isla Sorna. I was gonna say there's actually 5 islands according to the game.
Not canon, doesn't
but
count.
that comes later because that's based on Jurassic World, so it made that point later on.
If you want to go with Operation Genesis, it's Infinite Islands.
God, I loved that game so much, Jeff. Operation Genesis was so good.
When you get to it.
But I think Jurassic Parks 2 and 3 both happen on the second island.
Correct.
I know that Lost World happens on the second island, I think.
And Alan Grant in the third movie is like, I have never been on this island. And William H. Macy, he was always a treat. It was like, sure you have. You wrote that book. It's like, that was the first island, you dumbass.
Yeah, that was a different island. That island had a big rack.
It had a volcano on it that eventually blows up.
And the dumbasses don't even let the dinosaurs go down with the volcano. No, they have to fucking save them. But, fuck this series for what it turns into.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the original, though.
Yeah, and it holds up really well. It's just John Hammond pisses me off through the whole fucking movie.
So, you were shocked when I told you, like the T-Rex, when we first see it breaking through the fence, I told you, hey, Mick, that's a puppet.
Yeah, you said it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, go ahead, Jeff.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, my favorite fact about this movie is that the guitar player from Tool is also a special effects guy, and he made the head of the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I did not know that.
We were talking about the special effects guy a couple times. I found it very hard to believe that it was all puppet and animatronic, and there is
very light CG.
Very, very little.
Well, this was like the first big CG use in movie because they were going to do stop motion. They even had a stop motion guy, the stop motion guy in Hollywood.
Thank you for saying. I was just about there. I think there is a little bit of stop motion in this movie.
No, from what I heard is Stan Winston and ILM, they showed Spielberg what we can do with CG, and they basically fired the people that were going to do the stop motion, but they hired them to do they hired them to do the fill in the gaps sort of thing. So for an example, like making a T-Rex walk, I guess you could say that's sort of stop motion, making it walk and such. And they just had these people just like, hey, fill in the gap. So just got like one foot in front of the other. The fill in the gap is the motion of the legs. Yeah. So it's like they weren't fired. They were fired from what they were originally told to do, but they weren't fired from production. It's like
they didn't. Yeah,
they didn't lose their work.
Their jobs. Yeah.
So it's like good on you, Spielberg. Way to keep them busy.
Yeah, they acted as consultants because CG was so early on. helping them to be able to animate it to look proper because they had all the experience doing the stop motion.
Now, I will say this scene that I'm thinking of, I chalk it up to this movie was not made to be watched on as high definition as things are now. You know what I mean? Like, I watched it on this 4K monitor that I have. This movie did not come out in 4K. Like, even the movie in the theaters, I don't think was that resolution because of the way the streaming or the cinematography. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. What I'm getting at is the scene where they're in the tree after it's him and the two kids, and they're looking out at the Brontosaurus / Brachiosaurus. I don't remember which one it was. Out there, and they were eating the trees in the background. Okay, when the one comes up in front of them and then sneezes on the girl, that's an obvious puppet. They're doing that with animatronics. Yeah. But the ones in the background, never before this watch did I go, that looks like claymation, or that is a goddamn green screen. Because like, it was very obvious to me that it was, I think those were animated as opposed to the one that came up and was a puppet. There was a stark difference in them.
Very clearly, it looked real.
And I feel like the ones in the background would have looked more real watching this on a CRT or something that would have been more like when this came out. So I chalk that up to just watch. It's like when I see my dad watching some black and white shit on his big 4K TV in my living room like that. It just looks so weird to me because it should be grainy and small. You know?
Well, 16 millimeter will scan up to 8K resolution and not lose detail. But the CG models were not made with that in mind. I think the effects hold up amazing. Use the CG as sparingly as possible.
Oh, bro, no. We mentioned that during the watch along. I said that I think that the CG in this movie has aged far better than some other movies at that time that overused it, and it's really noticeable.
But even at 1080, I think that it still passes. 4K, yeah, it stands out more. 1080, I think it's...
So, I have an ultra wide, and so in order for me to appropriately be able to stream, I actually had to split my monitor in half. So half had Jurassic Park, and so I watched it on basically half of an. I didn't any type of like visually, but what would have happened if I?
Oh, and this is I am not. Oh, go ahead, Jeff, please.
I was just gonna say, I think you would be able to tell when something is like green screen / CG. Like when we first see the Brachiosaurus, you could definitely tell. It's like, okay, it's kind of like that looks green screen.
They've got that CG shine on them too.
Yeah,
See,
but it's not as pronounced.
I was so focused on the movie that I didn't know time watching, and I miss. It probably won't be, but I would go see it in theaters today.
Oh,
yeah, it holds up real well.
If I could say this little tidbit since we're on special effects and such. So the T-Rex animatronic puppet that we see in its introduction, that fabulous scene. So that is full size. It's like, 30, 40 feet tall. It is covered in like a foam latex material for the skin. And then they put CG over it, give it its look. We know that during that scene it is raining heavily. Apparently that latex foam was absorbing so much rain, the animatronic would stop moving. And the only way to get it working again is Sam Winston and Spielberg was just like, okay, tell the assistants, smack it with a towel. That was its way of like drying it off, because apparently what it was doing is it would start shaking as if it was cold.
Really?
The reason is because the electronics were starting to have effects from all the moisture.
The water, yeah.
So it's just like, smack it with a towel.
Well, not just that, but the extra weight.
That too.
Yeah.
But yeah, special effects, before we continue on, it is top tier in this movie. It holds up very well. Yes, people that have watched it for a long time. I mean, Mick, this was your first experience. You were. It's like, I'm sucked in. You have.
Yeah.
So you weren't paying attention, whereas the rest of us was like, yes, we are sucked in as well. This movie has us. We're still able to find the nitpicks.
Yeah, this is probably the 300th time that I've seen the movie. It's like so.
And yet, you didn't warn me of yours.
No, I forgot about those. My bad.
I'm
That was-
talking about a very
The
specific
timing
spot
of
in the
that was
movie.
so good.
So
Oh my God.
we're watching this, and for like a poor little in the T-Rex section of the
Quickly.
leash, and,
Dane, I wish
and-
you would have been there.
and just hanging out. And so, like, I was picking up all the foreshadowing in this movie. Like, every time something was said or done, I'm like, this person's gonna die, this person's gonna die. Someone's gonna get their belly ripped open by a raptor. Someone's gonna get acid from the other dinosaur. And so I was like playing the English teacher. I was like trying to predict stuff. And I sensed in the T-Rex scene at the beginning, I'm like, there's a jump scare. I'm not good with jump scare. And freaking Dalton says, this isn't a spoiler. There's no jump scare in this scene. Literally a second later, the freaking piece of the goat lands on the roof. Just the dunk. And I just typed in all caps, that's a fucking jump scare, Dalton.
Bro. Mikailov was literally the girl in the scene, right? When he's like, they're not going to kill the goat, are they? Is the goat okay? They're not going to kill the goat. They're not going to eat the goat, are they? And he's like...
Make us the vegetarian.
Yeah, it's like, there's not going to be any jump scares in this, right? There's no jump scares. Not going to be jump scares. And I'm like, nah, I don't remember there being any jump scares. There's no spoiler. There's no jump scares in this movie. 3. There were 3 jump scares that really got him throughout the rest of the movie. One that got me, and I even admitted, I was like, okay, that got me too. And he's just like, fuck you, dog.
As many times as you've seen this movie, one of the jump scares got you.
It did. The one where she turns the power on, I knew there was a raptor that was going to come out at some point. But just the combination of the sound, when they, because they sound jump scares are amplified by the quick burst of noise.
Yeah.
And that raptor bursts out right next to her head, and I had just forgotten that was exactly when that happened, and it made me go, whoo.
I'm not good with, and I had like calmed down after that. Because I was like, oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. There's not a jump scare. I had literally like gotten myself into a false sense of security that I wasn't going to get like scared out of my wits.
And literally not 2 minutes later.
That's on you for not paying attention to, why is the camera at this weird angle looking at the sunroof of the vehicle?
That part was so quick. Like, I was expecting the T-Rex's head or something arch over it or like
No,
like that.
This movie takes its time.
Which that scene is perfectly paced suspense.
Oh, absolutely.
I will say this, Mick, when we do Jaws, yes, there are jump scares.
Just so you know, it's going to.
So, Mick, I've got a question for you. And I guess, question for the other guys as well. I want to know if they've ever really overthought this movie the way I have. So, after the T-Rex scene, there's a part where the T-Rex knocks the car through the fence and then,
over the edge.
Yeah.
Into the tree.
Did you stop to think about the logistics of all this?
Yes.
I think he did.
I brought that up. I was just like, where did this cliff come from?
So the T-Rex
walks
across.
There was a mysterious cliff. I didn't understand that because it was in the T-Rex area, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
T-Rex area doesn't originally show a cliff. It was literally a plot cliff.
It's literally just like a plot cliff. You could definitely tell this was a set.
I chalk it up to
think it through.
I've always, like, in my brain trying to justify that. There is no justification of it, right? It's like the scene in Anaconda where the ship is going away from the area they're in, but the waterfall is going up. So you can tell they just reversed the fucking scene, right? There's little shit like that in movies sometimes, right? And then it happens in Jurassic Park. I'm like, okay, maybe, where the T-Rex comes in and stuff, maybe to the left a little bit, there was a drop off. But then you look at the logistics of any other time they show that area, and there is no cliff. None.
Right.
It's all just jungle. Even when we first see it, it's a wide shot. You see the explorers driving right in front of it.
They bring the goat up to ground level from underground and show that the ground level is visible from inside the car. But when they push the car over it, well, they needed the plot cliff so that they could have the next set piece. They didn't they were banking on most people not thinking about it. And when I was a kid,
I
it
think-
When really,
right over my head.
I think most people didn't think about it at the time.
I think I did. Even when I'm 6 years old, I'm going, wait a minute, this wasn't here. This is bullshit.
they could have easily, and maybe they tried this with CG and it just didn't look good enough or something. They could have made it look like the T-Rex just grabbed the car, lifted it up, and then shook its head and threw it like a dog would. And then the car land in a tree like that, and then boom. But then how would they get away from the T-Rex? Because now they're not 30 feet down away from it. Yeah.
Even if you think of it like that, the T-Rex is way too small to lift up that truck. So it's like there is no there is no logical way of like, well, how could this have happened? It's just like they weren't thinking. It's like
I wonder,
they were hoping that everyone would be so sucked into what was happening. It's just like they're not thinking logically. The problem is when you have people like us that have watched this 10, 20, 30, 100 times, you're just like, wait a minute, something's up here.
Well,
This doesn't
people
add
have
up.
watched the movie bunch, and I'd say that because it was such a popular movie, such a big movie, tons of people have watched on repeat for years. It is definitely one of the more obvious, like, yeah, we tried to pull a fast one on you, and we hoped you weren't paying attention.
Well, even the ending, when we first hear the T-Rex, you hear you hear the water ripple, you hear the footsteps. The ending, this T-Rex just happens to sneak into the visitor center to kill the Velociraptors. It's just like, how the hell did you sneak in without anyone hearing you?
Well, she's a ninja.
Apparently so.
She's a ninja,
Clever
and she
girl.
is such a badass that her vagina eats sharks.
She's a clever girl.
She is a clever
What?
girl.
Quick
Can
side
I
always tried to,
grab
like-
that for a second?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
clever girl.
What? I am really pissed off at that.
we're being hunted.
Well, no, not so much like I forget the guy's name. He died. Who cares?
Muldoon.
Muldoon, motherfucker,
Thank you.
get it right.
It's my first time. Be gentle. So, knows behavior of these dinosaurs, understands and all that. He explains it. The park goer. And his last words are clever girl. You're telling me, a really knowledgeable guy who understands the behavior of the dinosaur. He allows himself to get hunted from the side, and his last words are clever girl before he is mauled to death, and he doesn't put up a fight. He doesn't even get a single shot off. He doesn't
well, hold on. I have an answer for this. It was actually Grant that describes what a Velociraptor does when it attacks. The second thing is Muldoon wasn't protected by plot armor.
Yeah, I think you're combining because you did this because you were like when you said Grant died or whatever, and I was like, no, that's Muldoon, not Grant. I think you're combining Grant and Muldoon in your head.
I don't know why doing that.
They wore a similar outfit. They both wore like the safari.
They both had the hat.
So, still, how does he go from saying clever girl to just dying? His
Well,
last
because that's what
words-
would happen to a
also-
Guns out
Velociraptor.
here, and she's right there, whispering sweet
What?
nothings in his ear.
Well, one thing I don't understand is I think it's the Alpha that's right in front of him, or it's one of her subordinates. He has his gun pointing right at him. Why are you extending the stock when you just could be like, okay, I'm just gonna shoot you.
Thank you. I had the same fucking thought. I'm like, you are wasting precious time, motherfucker. You can just hold that bitch up and shoot and just take the impact with your fucking shoulder. Like, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. Like, that noise I think would have scared the other ones that were around. Like, that would have saved him. But no, he had to very slowly and methodically try to quietly open up his stock.
The guy who at the first of the movie was screaming, "Shoot her! Shoot her!" Now he's just taking his sweet time.
And then he doesn't shoot her. It's fucking ironic.
Well, to be fair, Grant does actually shoot the same type of shotgun at a Velociraptor, and it did not run away. If anything, it broke through the glass. It made it easier for it to charge him.
If you looked at the bullet holes, even though he was clearly loading a shotgun, that was a small caliber rifle round that was coming out of it.
Fucking spaz, right? Shotguns.
I'm
That's what it was. It
still-
was a spaz. It was a
I'm
spaz
still
shotgun.
it was literally clever girl.
That scene is so intense, though, when he's like,
And
we're
actually,
being hunted.
props to them, and it was probably special effects time, and that's what kind of doesn't really be in my eyes. They don't show the deaths. You just hear the screaming and assume that they are getting mauled to death, and they are still alive when they're eaten.
It's true. The only death you see is
Newman.
The blood-sucking lawyer.
No, not the lawyer.
Right.
No,
Yes, because
Newman,
Newman is in the car and it pans away.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
you see the dinosaur lunge on him, but it's all behind like covered glass, so
Yeah,
you
foggy
can't
glass.
see it. Foggy glass. The
He was
only
fucking
death
that
you see
dinosaur.
is the blood-sucking lawyer.
Yeah, he gets eaten. He
Dude.
gets,
And
he
what a
gets
horrible way to
he
go.
gets thrown up in the air and chomped and chewed.
Which,
I don't want to spoil anything, but my favorite death scene in any of these movies is in The Lost World.
Are you? Oh, you're talking about
The
Eddie,
yes,
the hero,
you know,
the hero of the day.
yeah. Homeboy gets fucked up.
We're forgetting the most important death in Jeff Goldblum's.
Okay, now I get to ask the question: Jeff Goldblum in this, or Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness?
Oh, I'm going Jeff Goldblum.
I'm going Bruce Campbell too. It's the chin.
yeah, if chins could kill.
It's a chainsaw.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie, and it's one of my dad's favorite scenes too, is when they pull up to I think it's the Tyrannosaur paddock, and Malcolm gets right up to the camera, and tap, tap, tap. Hey, there are going to be dinosaurs on this dinosaur show-off trip, isn't there? Can you hear me? Tap, tap, tap. And Hammond just goes, I really do hate that man. It just fucking cracks me up.
So, did they make the second movie because Jeff Goldblum upset that he did?
Everyone
No,
actually
I
loved
think
his performance in that because it was really unique for the time. No one had ever heard somebody who just kind of did the rambly delivery on everything.
And
This
I
was
do
when Jeff
think-
Goldblum became Jeff Goldblum that you know
Yeah.
now.
But I think Michael Crichton, who wrote Lost World, I think his I never read the book, so Dalton.
I was about to bring this up.
Was that book focused on Malcolm?
I remember Malcolm being in the book, and this could be just because I read it in high school. I could be combining both. But I remember the Lost World book is so fucking different than the movie. Like, the Lost World book has a lot more science and in-depth stuff. Like, it's way different than the movie. Great book, great movie, but they are different.
I think the reason that the movie and the first book are so closely parallel, if I'm not mistaken, he wrote the screenplay for Jurassic Park first, and then fleshed out the screenplay for the novel. I think that's the way.
But what I know, one of the biggest differences between the two is Hammond. Because Hammond, we see in the movie, he's a con man, but he seems like a nice, genial guy. Whereas I heard Hammond in the book, he is an asshole.
He is kind of an asshole. They were saving that champagne.
So do you want
It's
to?
true.
Do you want the Google answer? Is Ian Malcolm in the Lost World book? This makes me think I need to go back and read the first Jurassic Park book, because it says, although the character of Ian Malcolm died in the first novel, Crichton chose to bring him back for the sequel. Malcolm came back because I needed him. I could do without the others, but not him, because he is the ironic commentator on the action. He keeps telling us why it will go bad.
And that's what he did in the movie.
So he does in the game as well. In the Jurassic World Evolution, he's like, congratulations on recreating a Spinosaurus. I'm sure that'll go well. You know, and things like that.
That's not a proper delivery. You need like 8 more uhs and ums in there.
Yeah.
You see,
And then you
Chaos.
ended by well, there it is.
Yeah, well, there it is.
Life,
But honestly, like in my
here
head now,
I am sitting here by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory.
I can picture other people as the other characters, but I can't picture anyone playing Malcolm other than
yeah.
Goldblum at this point. Like Grant, I can picture him being a couple different actors from that time frame, even though I think the guy who did it, whose name is escaping me, did a really good job.
Sam Neill.
Yeah, Sam Neill.
That's another thing that stood out. The kids, in my opinion.
Well, one of them wasn't Tremors, and the other one was Star Kid.
Oh my fuck, Star Kid.
I'd forgot.
Holy shit.
Kid, son of a bitch.
What a throwback that is.
But yeah, no, what I absolutely love about this whole thing is like, hey, look, I've invited my grandkids. We're all going to enjoy this weekend looking dinosaurs. It's like, Hammond, this is an untested park. You brought your grandkids with you?
When his
grandkids... And now you're using them as cannon fodder?
When his grandkids have been missing, are still missing, out in the park with a dude he met yesterday. He's sitting there talking to Ellie about the second park's going to work. The second try, it's going to be better, and that one's going to work. Motherfucker, you're still talking about trying to get a park open? What about the fucking spawn of your spawn?
But the ice cream's good. He spared no expense.
It's all about the money with him.
But also, like,
spare no expense. Hire one computer guy and then doesn't fucking pay him.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Go for it.
No, go ahead, Jeff. You go first.
No, I was gonna say. I'm just trying to figure out in the book. Isn't Nedry like? Doesn't he have like a huge gambling debt or something? Have I heard that or read it somewhere? Is that one of the big differences?
Hammond yells at him for.
Is that what I heard from?
Yeah.
I think that was it. But still, it's just like this guy controls everything in your park. But then again, we don't know what his salary is. We don't know what he's being paid. For all we know, Nedry is just obviously he's greedy. That's why he's doing the whole thing, the sabotage thing with the rival park.
And
Dotson.
About unresolved.
We got Dotson over here. See, nobody cares.
Yeah. Teams too. Yep, there was that one. Never knew the origin of that until I thought it was a Newman quote. So. No, that they left that plot point kind of unresolved too. They just kind of, and we know nothing about Dotson. We know nothing about the company. We know nothing about his relationship with Hammond. All we know is that he is presenting Nedry Barbasol can that actually is dinosaur DNA, and Nedry obviously steals it, puts it in the can, and the can, it gets buried in the mud on the island. But that is an unresolved plot point because it's the reason that they're in this predicament to begin with.
It's almost a red herring in a way.
Power, and the company, I don't know, how does that get resolved? Evil opposing company doesn't get their DNA? Okay. Guess they didn't have to pay him either.
Well, see, there's a lot of little plot cul-de-sacs that come, like the Triceratops serves no purpose except to separate Grant and Ellie.
He works.
The fucking lysine deficiency that they make this special scene to talk about, hey, we can use this to knock out all the dinos in the park and we'll be safe even though we don't have power. And it's just, nope, we're not going to do that. Okay, then why the fuck did you even bring it?
Mikailov, according to the book, Lewis Dodson worked for a company called Biosyn Corporation. And he wanted to have them steal the embryos so they could bring them back to the Biosyn Corporation, where then Biosyn could reverse engineer them and figure out how they did it so they could then start doing it and put, a rival up with Engine doing their thing.
I think Biosyn does come up in the rest of the series periodically, but I've not watched them enough to be able to say it for certain, and I'm not dedicated enough to Google it.
Like, I would almost, as somebody who's never seen, I would think that would be a plot would carry on into another book or whatever, and Biosyn would go to the island and go get the DNA. They can. It's abandoned. The DNA's still in there. All they gotta do is fly there and just, by dinosaur.
Oh, you'll be surprised by the time you get to Jurassic World and you realize who the actual bad guy is or has been, quote unquote. Because they do reveal that they waited till Jurassic World to give you the true evil mastermind behind all the shit that's really been going wild.
It will probably get resolved. I would just love to see.
Yo, I found this in my ass. What should I do with it?
Well, at this point, even if they do find it, yeah, it only had enough coolant for 36 hours.
They did.
Even if it was just, why is there a Barbasol can?
Their nature will find a way.
Frogs.
Shaving. finds
They're
a
turning
way.
the fucking frogs gay.
So, fun fact about the raptors, because this movie really does kind of center in on the raptors. The T-Rex has its awesome scene, but the raptors pose a more consistent threat. So you know that velociraptors were like a quarter of the size that they were portrayed in this movie.
Yeah, velociraptors were more like the size of an average dog.
The fun thing is, after they had filmed, before they had released the movie, during that window of time, they discovered a variety of raptor the size of the ones they put in the movie. So even though they call them velociraptors for the entire series, they are Utah raptors.
I think I've heard that.
And then Mick and then Dane, I sent you the thing where someone had taken more recent CG and redone the velociraptors to look more bird-like, like they would. Ooh, that's a whole own brand of scary shit.
Yeah, they really do kind of come off like 6-foot turkeys, the way the little kid was pitching it.
Which, when you said that the other day, made me think of Thanksgiving, and best believe that got added to my list. Some shitty horror movies to watch for Halloween. Eventually, big capital E on that.
Now, where they use so many practical effects, did any of y'all notice the botches in the effects that got left in the final film?
What do you mean by botches?
Besides the clip?
Besides the cliff, because cliff was more of a plot mistake. I forget the name of the dinosaur, but the one who has the weird fins that shoot out the side of its neck and then has the acidy spit.
Dilophosaurus.
All right.
Wasn't that supposed to instantly paralyze him? And it did.
It blinds you.
But
It
he
hits
made
your
it
eyes,
back.
it blinds you.
He made it back to the car. He had already had acid spit on
He-
him.
On his neck, and he's just like, ugh. And then he runs to the Jeep, and he opens the door, and he looks inside. Or as soon as he opens the door, he looks back, and that's when he's shot in the face.
And I don't think it's an instant thing.
And then he collides with the Jeep, and that's when the barbasol can falls out.
I don't think it's instantaneous, though. It would have to set in like a
Gotcha.
venom almost.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking was going to happen. I thought he was going to get in the car, and then all of a sudden he paralyzed, would stop moving, or he.
Well,
would,
he was paralyzed with fear.
That's
And he did
true,
quit
but then-
moving eventually.
The one thing I don't know, is that the same Dilophosaurus, or is that it's like a big brother or something? Because how else would a dinosaur be able to sneak past him? Or like, if it was the same one, how did it run up the mountain and know to just jump inside?
They were using horror movie logic on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a jump scare.
No, it wasn't.
That is actually the scariest moment in isolation of looking at any of these dinosaurs, is when it cuts to that one inside the Jeep.
Yeah.
But when it first opens up those neck fins and starts screeching, if you look, you can see the strings pull to extend.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I didn't
can
see
you?
it.
And
Tremendous.
then
No, I missed that.
in the scene in the kitchen when the raptors are stalking the kids, when they first come through the door, animatronic puppets, they do have a few CG scenes where they like jump up and be the full raptor. But when they first come through the door, the puppets were kind of top heavy and it starts to tip forward and you can see a hand come out, grab the raptor by the ass and bring it back down. And it's
Fucking tremendous.
one of those things, once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore.
Well, it's the same thing with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Donnie opens his mouth and you can see the person inside the suit.
How do you guys notice? Am I just that into movies that I just don't know?
Oh yeah, when you're into it, you don't notice it. But after you've watched it so many times and you're just like, wait. And you can't unsee it anymore once you see it.
Yeah.
You catch these things, but you're like, no, I don't care, because it's still a great movie. So, like, all these things I was calling out in Jurassic Park, it's like, that's just, it's because I've watched this movie so many times, I don't care. And it's like, it's fun to do. It's like with, I didn't know, I've never caught the string with the Dilophosaurus, or I didn't realize that a puppeteer is just like, gotta get Kevin Clash here, gotta grab the ass and pull it down.
Slap that raptor ass.
And I mean, that goes back to, just like I mentioned, that scene in Anaconda. When I watched that movie as a kid, I never noticed in that, and because it's not a very long scene, but in that scene when that boat is moving, usually your eyes are focused on the boat because that's where the action was just happening at, was on the boat. But if you look up to the left at the waterfall was flowing upward. So they were just reversing the clip that they had when they pulled in. They're just reversing it to make it look like they're pulling out. Never noticed that as a kid. Glared at me like a fucking sun ray when I watched it as an adult.
Well, and there's a scene in Braveheart in the background when William Wallace is leading the army of Scots after they've flashed their ass at everybody and they go charging in the battle. If you look behind the army, there's a fucking van parked on a hill with a dude's in a fucking t-shirt and blue jeans standing next to it right there in the shot.
Wasn't there an instance of that in Game of Thrones when they were like panning and like there was just like a monster can sitting there or something?
I think it was a Starbucks cup.
That might
Yeah,
have
I
been it.
remember that. That was in Game of...
Fucking hilarious. Little mistakes that they just don't think that, and no one sees it probably because the editors have seen 1,000 minutes of footage at that point.
And then the internet gets a hold of it.
Or it's the fact that just everything is becoming HD. And something that we, in a small CRT, a grainy, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, now I can see.
Well, I know you don't like it, Jeff, but when TV and cable made the switch from standard definition to HD, they had to have meetings in WWF and WWE and be like, hey guys, we need you to make your shit look a little more snug because it's a lot clearer now. People can see you a lot better.
Well, you just ruined.
Good. Go ahead, go fuck yourself.
Also, you're a duck.
Quack.
You fat bitch.
Hey,
By duck, I mean you fat bitch.
That's only a Drew thing.
Drew is Santa, which makes him a fat bitch. There's one ICP listener, and they're laughing right now. Promise. And it's me.
You know
So-
who else is? You know who else is a fat?
Nedry?
Kyle's mom.
Yes, we know.
I was going to say Kyle's mom.
Yeah.
Big fat bitch.
So, Mick, what did you think of the music?
Music is iconic. Like I've known about the music before I knew about the movie. John Williams, right?
Yes.
I can't say nothing bad about.
So I got to throw this in here because this is just a fun Jurassic Park story I have. When I was like younger than I am now, I don't remember when it was. I'm not going to try to lie to you. I said to I think it was Dustin and my dad, and we were sitting around playing guitar, and I said, you know what I really want? I was like, I want Family Guy to do a thing where Peter ends up doing the Jurassic Park theme with his weird little way he does his voice. Flash forward not that long later, on an episode, he did it. He did the... It was just fantastic. But yeah, man, this is an iconic OST.
Yeah, because they're still rolling those fucking tracks, even in the newest one.
No, I
Yep.
can't. I have no notes on the music,
Yeah, okay.
especially when they're panning in on the your music just start.
Oh, dude, that scene where they're rolling up on the gate for the first time,
Yeah,
and it's just
Oh,
playing.
see-
It's like,
and that's the funny thing is I've known that scene even though I haven't seen the movie. Like I was prepared when I saw the gate. I was prepared to see the shot of the gate opening and the camera going under it and look. Like I know that scene.
yeah, there's a lot of iconic shit that now you'll get the references on. And, well, there it is.
So, I think we've kind of covered most of it. Anybody have any final thoughts, final take on the movie?
If you haven't seen it, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey,
Hey,
One
you've
of-
seen it now, so you're out of that category. However, you haven't seen Jaws. What the fuck's wrong with you?
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I grew up loving it. I still love it to this day. I will probably love it for eternity because Jurassic Park is just a fucking fantastic movie from beginning to end. Even with its little weird plot holes and stuff, I could give a shit.
It is... how many... It's like 2 hours and something minutes. It doesn't feel like it. The movie just... It goes at a nice crisp pace. And before you know it, it's just like they're leaving the island. We survived. Credits. It's like, wow. That was an adventure.
definitely
I will
better
say...
than Starfield.
I will say I would absolutely love if Grant at the end is like, that was amazing. Where do I sign?
You just, where do I
like-
sign?
I imagine there's an
twist. He-
outtake.
Plot twist. He endorses the park.
And Hammond's like,
Here's the thing, though, and this could just might be my button on it. something that's never made sense to me. If you've seen, and I had this comment when it came out, if you've seen Jurassic Park 1, you've seen Jurassic Park 2, and you've seen Jurassic Park 3, then you know in that world, canonically, those people know how bad of a fucking idea it is 3 times over. Jurassic World still fucking happens. It's fucking corporate greed, man. Exactly, Jeff. All about the Benjamins. Them Pentiums. All about the Pentiums.
I imagine the in-universe Jurassic World was on.
Go check out my dinosaurs, kids.
Like, tell me if,
No,
if that was a real thing. And I would
Lars,
totally
Mickey.
flip this mic if I try and do a Donald.
But somebody's got to do a mini.
No, that's... No, that sounds like a drunk Stitch.
Man, that did not feel good in my throat.
That's what she
Oh,
said.
man. Ooh.
Oh!
And on that note,
So, Mick, did you have any final thoughts on it?
better than Starfield. Should I give it a rating? I probably would give it a... I don't know if I'd give it a perfect 10 out of 10, but it's definitely a 9. I enjoyed it.
I agree with you.
I'll
I'm
probably
curious.
start watching this because now I'm like curious to see if they do wrap up some...
You could stop at 3. You don't need to go beyond that.
I can say
stop
let's
it, too.
let's at least watch World. Let's get through World.
I like 3. Just because there is William H. Macy.
There's a lot of pterodactyls in 3. Just keep that in mind. There's a lot of pterodactyls in 3.
And
A
they shit.
lot.
And they shit the whole place just covered in shit. Like it's just it looks like snowy, but no, it's pterodactyl shit. I'm curious what you boys what
Oh, it also has Tia Leone.
I do love Tia Leona. What are you boys doing next? What's up next on the media dump? I'm curious.
Pterodactyl should have...
Well, Dane and I have been fighting against each other with this. It's like, whose turn is it next? I say it's his.
Well, here's the way it played out. You tried to claim Question Catch-Up as your pick, and I see that as being a joint venture, and this was a special episode bringing Mick in to be able to see Jurassic Park for the first time. So the last real media pick was mine, which puts Jeff up next in line. So I say, Jeff, it's your pick, but...
So we'll leave it to the guests.
Oh, I mean, I have a great fucking movie I could suggest if y'all want to go down that path.
Well, I'm not. No, I'm gonna. Whose turn is it? I don't give a damn about your
I see.
pick. I'm letting you guys make the pick of whose turn is it.
Okay, I see how it is, Jeff. I appreciate you, dog.
We should make them watch Howard the Duck.
You do realize I love that movie.
I'm punishing you by giving you...
I had that. That was another. While we were talking about earlier, it was one of those taped VHS movies we had, and I watched the shit out of.
Was it
I'm a pig.
pterodactyl shit?
Well, no, but now it's questionable because of the fact that it has Jeffrey Jones in it.
There's a few movies I added to my list that had him in it, and from the 80s, and I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker was popular in the 80s. What the fuck?
Why'd you end up being a creep?
Yeah, like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Mom and Dad Save the World.
Yeah, and it's like I look at him now and I'm like, diddler. He's a diddler. I give my vote to Jeff. Jeff, pick something.
Yeah, I'm voting Jeff.
Thank you. All right.
3-1, motherfucker.
So, I've been hiding on to this one for a while. And yeah, actually, Dane, you mentioned it last episode, if I recall. We had a quick discussion about it.
Oh, really?
We are gonna be playing a video game.
What?
And that video game is Star Fox 64.
Oh.
Word?
I think I just heard somebody's erection hit the bottom of it.
I heard a thump. You may need to check that in the editing.
Fox, get this guy off.
Ain't you glad you showed up for Jurassic Park instead?
You know what? I can't wait to tell Dane to fuck.
Hey, I do like Star Fox 64. It's my favorite of the series.
It's majority of 64.
What are you talking about? Turok 2 aged fantastically. Daikatana?
Superman 60.
Exactly.
John Romero's bitch.
Conker's Bad Fur Day was enjoyable.
Fucking great game. And even when they released it on Xbox, that was a good version.
But
too.
it was
a little
more
different, but
censored on Xbox than it was.
yeah, which was weird. Although the thing in the beginning was hilarious where you try to smack the thing with the frying pan, and he's like, yeah, that might have worked on me back in the day, but it ain't going to work now. And Conker just goes, oh, my bad. And he tosses the frying pan aside, pulls out a baseball bat with nails in it. Wham! Nails him. It's fucking great.
I have to think a lot of weird...
Conker's the man.
And Conquer is actually canon to the Mario universe.
I thought you were going to say Conquer is canon to the Matrix universe.
Well, no, Conquer in the same world as...
And
Banjo-Kazooie.
His first appearance is Diddy Kong Racing,
Yep.
if I
Correct.
Mhm.
Correct.
Along with Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie's in the Mario universe. So why isn't Conquer in Smash Brothers Banjo-Kazooie?
Well, my real question
'Cause
is
he would
during
swear
Conker's
when he
Bad
got
Fur
hit.
Day. Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
On Conker's Bad Fur Day, how old was Pauline? I mean, that's the real question here.
Let's start it with that.
We just mentioned Jeffrey Jones. We don't need to go down a deep, dark hole.
That's the whole point of Donkey.
Giggity.
Yeah, you're just fisting holes the whole time.
You kind of actually...
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
I mean, imagine if you were playing this on Wii, you would actually have to do the Wii motions.
Honey, come here for a minute. Let's make this realistic.
Can you take the Joy-Cons off and...
Listen.
Do you do
Did
this?
anyone ever see the P game that
Go
they
skiing?
made for the Wii? That actually came with the underwear peripheral that you put the Wii mode on
No.
and you had to aim.
Ah.
Look it up after we're done recording. There is legit a Wii
Piss
PP
Hero.
game where you actually have to like aim your pee. The whole point of the game was to give girls and
So you know what it's like to take a Wii.
Yeah, standing up.
Some dude was like, "Oh, you want me to not piss on the toilet seat? Let's see how you do, huh?" And he went over to his computer, just like, "No, we'll see how you do." He just codes up a fucking game. He's like, "All right, now piss. Let's see how you do. Come on, let's see if you can miss the."
It's
Wait,
really
no.
freaking
In
hard
fact,
to get your pee in the toilet.
yeah. In fact, when you
I've
wake
seen
up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're half asleep and you're trying to do it in the dark so you don't burn your eyes, turning on the light. Why don't you just go ahead and see how you do?
All right, look. I have the answer to that age-old argument between every couple in the world of should she have to put the seat down or should he have to put the seat up? You should both be lifting the seat, because if you're not closing that fucking lid every time you flush, you're sending piss and shit particles up in the air and it's like
100%. I always shut my lid before I flush.
so everyone should be lifting the fucking lid equally.
We do because we don't want our cats going in the...
Also fair.
I wish my cats would go with it. I get tired of scooping that.
The other day, and I'll shut the fuck up after this, I promise. I got in the backyard. It had rained really fucking hard.
Oh, dog
And I
poop
see
is
this-
worse than the...
Well, it actually wasn't dog poop because it was over in the sandy area in my backyard. And there was a bunch of flies focused on this one little spot. And I was walking to go get Lilith's ball, and they all scattered. And there was maybe a quarter of an inch of a cat turd sticking up out of the dirt that the rain had washed it away. Because, they bury it. It had washed it away enough that it was sticking out. But there were like 30 flies fighting each other over it. And it was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
The
Listen,
Thunderdome.
that's
Y'all don't have
shit.
better things to do?
Don't touch my shit.
And on that note, that basically describes this show.
Big steamy media dump. Well,
Star Fox 64.
anyone who's still listening, for one thing, God bless you, because this is a rough one to get through, I'm sure. But we love you for it. Yeah, and bringing up the race card straight from the get-go. I've got it on tape. But if you made it this far, God bless you. We love you for it. I've been Mr. Puzzles. He's been Grumpy Jeff. That's been Steam Machine Dalton. And Team Retrogues, Mikailov himself. You've been the audience. Thank you so much for listening this far. Jeff, do you have any fun parting words before we end this video?
Well, there it is.
Oh, fuck, I can top that. Our theme song is Pheonix Down by Nile The Nightmare. You can find a link to that track as well as his full discography in the show notes or by visiting nilethenightmare.bandcamp.com. Want to hang out with us and a bunch of other entertaining degenerates? Join us on Discord at bit.ly/tsmpdiscord, all caps. Enjoy the show, rate us where you're at, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Hey, Jeff, I'm just going to put this on the table right now. What's your favorite racial slur?
Oh, hold on. You got to say 1, 2, 3. You got to sync your audio.
Yeah, we
up.
got to sync first. Do the 1, 2, 3.
So just say
One.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Dalton's turn.